Hello and welcome back to Cosmic Dragon Tarot. For my regulars, my subscribers, I'm sorry it's been a while, but we're back, we're here. This video is intended to be timeless, but I am recording it on the 20th of January 2024, when Pluto has about 20 minutes ago, it moved into Aquarius, so that might be relevant for some people watching. But as I said, this is intended to be timeless, so it doesn't matter when you are watching this. This will be predictions for the next 12 months. So we've got 3 piles of tarot cards here to choose from. A little bit unusual for me, despite the name being tarot. People who know me know I'm more of an oracle card reader, but I like to use both. So, pile number 1. This is the Guardian of the Night Tarot, and we have this lovely piece of Carnelian for pile 1. Pile 2, we have the Psychic Tarot for the Heart, which is one of my favourite decks, and we have this gorgeous piece of Amazonite. Isn't that lovely? Then pile number 3 has a cat on it. This is the Animal Tarot, or the Tarot of the Animals. I'm not sure what it's called in English, because I have the French edition, because you can't get the English edition anymore, but there are still some copies of the French edition knocking around, which is good because I'm bilingual, so that's cool. So this is actually Le Tarot des Animaux. And the stone that we have for this pile, for pile 3, is Black Moonstone. Look at that. Fabulous. Put that back on our little cat. There. So take a moment to see which pile you feel drawn to, which one you want to listen to. You can, of course, listen to more than one. You can listen to all 3 if you want to. There may be messages for you in all of the piles if you can't choose, so by all means. Do remember this is a group reading, so not every message from every pile is going to resonate with every person. If it doesn't sound like any of it makes any sense to you at all, this might not be the reading for you. Sometimes there are no messages at all. Very unusual, but it can happen. So just be aware that is a thing that can happen with these online readings, because it's not a personal reading, it's just a group reading. So take a moment to pick your pile and then go to the timestamps, which will be in the description below, and you can listen to your reading for the next 12 months. So hello pile 1, you have chosen the Guardian of the Night Tarot and this lovely piece of Carnelian, which we're going to put over here next to my Ammonite. And we've got some oracle cards that I've already picked for you. I've got some other oracle decks lined up. We're going to do quite an in-depth reading. We're really going to go into it, see what's coming up in the next 12 months. And what I want to do today is actually start with these little angel cards here and just get some words to get some themes for 2024. So we are moving into a 24/6 year. So the numerology here is 24/6, just from 2024. It is an 8 year if you count the 20 as well. So we are moving into number 8 energy, which is about endurance. It's about strength. It's also about success and keeping going. And it's also about achievement. It's a very fortunate number. And I feel very drawn to tell you guys that. But it's also 24/6, which is a master builder number. So regardless of which year you are watching in, I feel this message is going to be relevant for you. 24/6 is a very, very positive number for creating new things and things that are going to last and going to stick. Positive things, positive change. So I feel this is, the next 12 months are going to be a very, very positive time for you, even if it isn't easy. And 8 isn't an easy number, don't get me wrong. 8 can be very challenging. 8 can be exhausting. It demands hard work, it demands our best, but it is absolutely worth it. So let's just take a look, see what the themes are for you for the next 12 months. Let's pick some of these, like so. So we have acceptance. I knew that was going to come out. I knew that was going to come out because as I was shuffling them a second ago, these are hard to shuffle, by the way, they're funny little things. It flashed at me and I was like, oh, acceptance. And of course, there it is. Humour, yes. And discernment, interesting. So it may be a case of accepting the things you can't change and trying to find the humour in situations for the next 12 months for this upcoming year, regardless of when you're watching this. Accepting things for what they are, accepting people for who they are, and being discerning when it comes to who people are and what the truth is of situations, and not losing your sense of humour. I think that's really going to get you through any difficult times. It may be something that you rely on quite heavily anyway. I certainly do. Slightly dark sense of humour has got me through a lot in my lifetime, so that could be the case for you too. For some reason, I'm drawn to the first letter on each card, AHD. I actually want to say had. There's something that you had that maybe you can't do anymore or don't have anymore, perhaps. I also want to say ADHD. Yeah, that's just my guides, my spirit guides just guiding me to look at those letters and say those words. So that may be relevant for somebody. Not for everyone, of course. Remember, this is a group reading. Not every message is going to make sense or resonate for every person, and that's completely normal, so don't expect it to necessarily do that. If it does, wonderful. If it doesn't, that's okay. That's normal. Right, let's put these up here. So you've got our themes here for the next 12 months. Line those up nicely. I'm going to pop these out the way. I feel like it's Blue Peter sometimes, having to bring things in, move out the way. Right, okay. So we're going to pop our tarot cards to one side. I'm not going to drop them on the floor. They're going to sit there. And we're going to take a look at these oracle cards that I've already pulled for you. So we have the Crow Spirit, Co-Create with Spirit on 17/8. So again, there's that number 8 showing up. Interesting. The Squirrel Spirit, Believe in Yourself on 57. That's 57/12/3. So there's a lot of things could be coming into balance, but you'll have to work for them. And then 39/12/3. It says, and that's another 12. Interesting. So number 8, number 12, both coming in as very important numbers, very important themes. 12 is a number of perfect governance. So you may have an opportunity to put things in order. You may even be running for office or taking part in councils, committees, politics, campaigning for something. That springs to mind as well for me. So that could be relevant for you. So the Moth Spirit says surrender now. So there it is, surrender, acceptance. I'm going to bring the acceptance card in here. Because when we have to accept something that we can't change, we have to surrender. And what I mean by surrender is stop fighting it. Stop fighting it in your mind by worrying about it, trying to think of scenarios where you could change it, thinking, oh, I wish it wasn't like this. Oh, if only it wasn't like this. We can surrender and say, you know what? It is like this. I'm going to hand it over to the divine. I'm going to hand it over to the angels, to God, Goddess, whatever you call the divine, really doesn't matter. And just accept what is. We don't have to like it, but we can learn to accept it so we're not stressing ourselves out all the time. So this does seem like quite a important theme for you this year, this acceptance and surrendering, not fighting, not trying to swim against the tide, because we can't change what is necessarily. There are some things that we just can't change. You know, if something has happened, we can't go back in time and make it not happen. Okay, we can move forwards and do our best, and in the present and in the future, but we can't change the past, for example. And with the very red colour on this card as well, I want to say this could be connected to health, it could be connected to family, we might have lost somebody. But I feel that the acceptance is very, very necessary for your well-being, Pile 1, over the next 12 months. Your well-being, your physical well-being, your mental well-being. I want to say more physical with the red colours here because we're staying with the root chakra on red. I want to say you need to stop worrying if you are worrying. If worrying or anxiety or depression, whatever it is getting out of control, thoughts are getting out of control, you might want to consider a mindfulness practice, because your body really needs you to be in the here and now. It needs you to be okay, accepting what is, surrendering to reality, surrendering to what is. I'm just reminded actually of of a reading I did for somebody once, and they had somebody who's incarcerated. I think it was a partner or a member of their family, I forget. And I was just shown incarceration. So for some people it could be accepting that somebody has been incarcerated that you care about, or perhaps even unfairly, or maybe they're stuck somewhere and they can't get back. So Squirrel Spirit. I do love that card. Believe in yourself. Yes, even if you can't change the thing that you don't like, you can still believe in yourself. You can still build. You can still carry on doing the things that you can do, that you can influence and you can change. And I do feel that you will be able to manifest a lot this year working with Spirit, with this gorgeous magical crow. Look at him. Isn't he lovely? I love these colours, blues and purples and sort of very bright light colours coming through here. It's like his little heart chakra is lit up. Like he's creating from the heart. He's here to help you create from the heart. I feel your manifestations, the things that you create over the next 12 months will be very much from a heart-centered place. It won't be selfish things that you're creating. You will be very much working for the greater good. I sense that. And I feel that ties in again with the campaigning energy that I was picking up on, whether it's politics, charity, you know, it's that energy of wanting to help others, wanting to serve the wider community, the greater good, but doing it for the right reasons, because not everyone gets into that sort of work for the right reasons, do they? As we know, unfortunately, a lot of people are drawn to it for completely the wrong reasons. So very interesting energy, I think, for the next 12 months. And with 12 being the number of perfect governance, you know, it is, I think that's something you could be successful at if that's something you choose to do, if you join a committee, if you join some sort of, oh, I'm just seeing geese flying past my window. So again, geese could be relevant. I literally just looked up at that moment and saw geese flying past. Or maybe they were swans, I'm not sure. Couldn't tell. But waterfowl, definitely. If you move into, you know, campaigning, charity work, being on a committee, being a what's it called when you're in charge of a charity? I forget all the proper words for that, because when I'm filming my brain goes blank. That's just how this works. Unless Spirit pops a word in there, it tends to be a bit empty. Bit like an empty warehouse up in my head when I'm trying to do psychic work. I like to leave it clear so that my guides can put words in there. But I think you will do very well, but it's important to accept what is, learn to accept the things you can't change so that you can be okay. And that could be something that you're already good at. So maybe it's a case that you have to help other people in that respect, in that regard, to actually learn how to do that. That could be a very powerful thing to do. So let's bring in some more oracle cards. We have Air Spirit Knowledge on number 1. Spirit Guardian of Autumn, letting go. So again, there is that energy of surrendering, accepting, letting things go that we can't change. And that is the wisdom of autumn, isn't it? The leaves know, the trees know when it's time to let go of the leaves. They don't try and hold on to them because they're going to rot. They have to go. And the eagle spirit, freedom. So another bird coming in. That is lovely. And we've got a little unicorn down here as well. So numbers, we've got 13, 4, 35, 8. So there's another 8 coming into the reading there, which is interesting. So, right. I'm also drawn to 13 minus 1 is 12 again. So we've got 8s and 12s showing up here quite a lot. So again, those could be important numbers for you this year, numerologically speaking. Also, the 8th month from whenever you're watching this, 8 months time and 12 months time could also be very important moments for you as well. So freedom and knowledge. Wow, well, knowledge does bring freedom. This could be a year of actual study, because crows are very clever and they bring us knowledge, they bring us gifts. They can be messengers as well. They can be our eyes and ears in different places for, like, you know, stories of witches or wizards. I'm going a little bit into fiction, but also, you know, the reality that we live in as well, where the crow can be a messenger, can be a spirit messenger. And with the air spirit here, I feel there is a lot of spiritual knowledge that's actually coming in. And with the eagle is the bird that flies high. It is the higher knowing, the higher knowledge as well. So I feel there's a lot of spirit knowledge coming in, a lot of spirit wisdom. I think you'll be learning a lot from your spirit guides this year. That's definitely going to be a theme. You may literally be drawn to actually do some sort of study, spiritual study, esoteric study. It could be something informal, just like reading books, going to a talk, watching some YouTube videos, because there's plenty out there. There's always lots of videos to watch. Some really good stuff, some less so, but there's lots out there. If we are discerning, if we have discernment. So again, it's all about discernment. Yes, learn, but be discerning who you learn from. Okay. Let go of the things that need to be let go of, but again, be discerning. If you absolutely have to let go of something, you have to surrender, accept it, move on. But you may not have to. So there is this message of discernment here as well. I'm just touching my orange calcite as I say that. So there could be a connection to the calcite there. Let's just pop those back. Okay. All right. So our last oracle cards. These are slightly more spiritual ones. So we've got Crown Chakra Upgrade. Yes. Divine Connection, Holy Experiences, Miraculous Energy. And we have... I swear I didn't look at these beforehand. Let go. 18. They're really labouring the point here. I didn't look at any of these cards before just now. I literally picked them out of various decks. I shuffled them all beforehand. And I think, how many cards is that now about letting go? So we've got let go, letting go, surrender, acceptance. That's definitely a very, very strong theme this year. Letting go of things that no longer serve you and accepting when things are either taken out of your life or that you have to let them go. And that can be very difficult, but it brings freedom. It brings the possibility for something new, something better, for change. Even if the change is painful at first, I want to say Spirit has a plan. God has a plan. It doesn't matter who or what you believe in. But there is a lot happening with this Crown Chakra upgrade. Yes, like I said, there is something very, very special going on here. And I'm drawn to the metaphor of the lotus, because it grows through filthy black mud before it gets to the surface and becomes this beautiful bloom. Like the wings on the dove here almost remind me of a lotus, the way they're pointing upwards like this. It reminds me of the lotus flower, of the 1,000-petal lotus, or however many it is, that represents the Crown Chakra, which is the seat of our higher knowing, our connection with the divine, that sits on top of the head, on the crown of the head. Wow, so it is part of our energy body. But yes, definitely there is spirit wisdom coming in this year. We've got 3 birds here as well, so these are definitely messengers from the divine. A lot of messages coming through from your spirit guides, from your loved ones on the other side, so your ancestors, whatever it is that you call them, your family and loved ones. From your spirit guides, from angels, whoever it is that you work with, your helpers, I would call them, your healing guides as well. I'm getting connections to China and connections to Jade. I'm seeing red and green. Okay. Yeah, so for some people, that's going to be very interesting. But with the letting go, it could actually be a very conscious letting go, choosing to let go of something, with this beautiful sword of truth here. It actually says truth on the hilt here. I do tend to associate this card with Archangel Michael because of the beautiful blue colour, the sword, and the fact that we're letting go. I do actually have a guided meditation over on my other channel, Angel Wings Holistics, which I will link to below if I remember. If I don't remember, remind me in the comments, which is Cutting the Ties That Bind with Archangel Michael, that you can listen to if you need some help just energetically separating yourself from some things that don't belong in your life anymore. That's something you can do. So yeah, interesting year. It's like you're being prepared for something over the next 12 months. It's like things that have to go need to be taken away. Things that have, that have gone, that you don't have access to anymore. You may not be very happy about it. This is a period of learning to accept that, learning to be okay, I want to say. I don't want to say deal with it, because that's horrible. That's not learning to deal with it. That's really not the energy I want to transmit here. It is learning to be okay with how things are and connecting to your spirit guides, to your higher wisdom, bringing through more wisdom. You could be learning about tarot or oracle cards or your psychic ability. You could be working to develop your mediumship, so communicating with the other side. You may be learning Reiki, energy healing. There could be any number of things that you may be drawn to do over the next 12 months. I feel it's a very auspicious time to do that. Auspicious is the word my guides gave me, which is a little bit of a sort of an old-fashioned A very spiritual sounding word, isn't it? Auspicious. But that's the word they gave me, so that's the one I'm giving you because that's how it works. I have to say what I'm told. It's fun working with my spirit guides. I'm basically like a driver under instruction. I basically say what they tell me to say. And I just said basically about 5 times in a row, and I apologise. Right. Okay. But it's like you're getting your wings. That's what's happening of these next 12 months. You are getting your wings. You don't have them yet, but you're building them, or you're improving them, or you're upgrading your wings. It's like you're getting your wings, so you will be able to fly. Because even this unicorn down here, he's got wings too. Was he a unicorn? I can't tell if he has a horn on. I've got the wrong glasses on. Don't know if he has a horn or not. But this horse character here, he has wings. Quite unlikely wings. But he has them, and I feel like you're getting yours too. So this could be literal movement for you. It could be the case that you are going to move house, you are going to travel, you are going to literally fly, literally learn to fly, perhaps, you know, parachuting, gliding, what's it called? Even kite surfing springs to mind for some reason. Because I live by the sea, and that's a thing that happens down here. People go kite surfing. Yeah, there's a lot to do with the wind and to do with air that springs to mind here. So that's a very, very strong theme. There could be travel. I want to say travel to mountains for some people. This is definitely a very mountainous background here with these pine trees. But it's very clouded as well. It's like a lot is still hidden from you. It's not all clear yet. There's a lot of cloud. Not everything's clear yet, and I don't think you'll get all the answers you're looking for over the next 12 months. They're not ready to come in yet. They'll come in at the right moment. You will get them. I do feel you will get the answers you're looking for, but not yet. It's not quite time. And that's not spirit playing a trick on you or making your life difficult. It's literally, there are other things they want to show you first. There are other things they want to teach you first. Okay? And I hate being told that because I don't like waiting for anything. I want everything now. Preferably yesterday, but it's like, no, there are other things, other experiences for you to have first. They've got a better idea of the order of play to do things in. So oh yes, we're going to go here next. This is a brand new deck that I have. I have quite a few new decks because I can't stop buying them, and they're awesome. So this is a brand new deck, actually made by a wonderful lady called Eugenie Schultz. There she is, isn't she gorgeous? And this deck is called Follow Your Iconic F Yeah. Okay. I absolutely love her work, and this is one of her decks of cards that she's brought out. So we're going to have a little look. It's funny, whenever I look at the acronym on the front, for some reason I think of FU, I'm effing fabulous, but that's not what it says. FU, I'm fabulous. Okay, that's kind of the energy that I get from these cards. I absolutely love them. Let's see what they've got to say, messages they have for you for the next 12 months. And again, it doesn't matter if you're not a woman, you know, don't identify as a woman. This is for everyone. So we have, you are the authority of your life. If it's an F yeah for you, no splaining required. I love it. Okay. Reminder to tell your brain to go grab a cocktail so you can tap into your inner knowing. That's funny. That's not necessarily alcohol, by the way. Stop pretending you don't know the answer. Oh. Ouch. Stop pretending you don't know the answer. Go for it. Okay. So there seems to be a very strong message here of trusting your intuition, trusting your higher knowing, because it is coming through with these birds. I feel you will gain in confidence in your higher knowing. I mean, it may be something you already work with, you know, that you're really, really good at, but I feel like you're going to level up. You know, we can always improve, we can always grow wherever we are on our spiritual journey, or wherever we appear to be, shall we say, with our psychic development, because that does not necessarily indicate our spiritual path. It's just psychic development is just a skill. I have met people who are very, very gifted psychics and mediums who are the most terrible people you'll ever meet. It does not mean they are spiritual. Okay, so yes, there is a need to calm the mind. Like I said, reminder to tell your brain to go grab a cocktail. Off you go, brain. Off you go. Don't need you. Don't need those silly thoughts. I'm going to tap into my inner knowing right now. Okay, so again, this is confirming what I was saying about possibly having the mind running away a little bit, needing to be quieted down, needing to be told to shush every so often so that you can really connect with your higher wisdom, your higher knowing, so that you can get that crown chakra upgrade and actually work with it. Reminder that yes, you are in control, even if it doesn't feel like it. Because although we can't control outer circumstances, the one thing we can control is how we choose to react to them. Okay, and that seems very important. And as I said that, the timer on my phone, which I'm using to record, said 24:42. So again, there's that 24 energy coming in, but mirrored with 42. So we had a beautiful mirror of 24 and 42. Absolutely gorgeous numerology there. So again, 24/6 is very powerful. I'm going to bring in the energy of 42 there as well, because it was shown to me. So 42 is the same numbers, but the other way around. It's a 42/6. Let me see what I feel with that one. I want to say circumstances helping you, because 24/6, it's like the intuition has the idea, the higher mind has the idea, we bring it into the physical, which is 4, and 6 we get our heart's desire. And with 42/6, it's almost the other way around. It's like, you know what, these circumstances were brought to you, we just have to see the potential with our higher wisdom, and then we can reach our heart's desire. So there's the two different aspects of it here. Oh, just kicked my table, sorry. Yes, some that we will consciously build for ourselves, others that may come from situations that are not so ideal or do not appear to be ideal, and yet we will still be able to find the hidden gold in those situations, to find our success, find our happiness, find our joy, because it is about joy, it is about joyfulness, it is about happiness. It's not just about success as the world currently defines it. Okay, so where are we going next? Oh, we are going to the tarot cards. Okay, right. Just waiting for my guides to make a decision. So we have the Guardian of the Night Tarot, which one of my new decks has lots of animals on it. So little reminder, I'm not a traditional reader. I'm an intuitive reader. So don't come at me if I'm not using the traditional meanings. Okay, as long as they make sense, that's what matters. Right. And of course, if you see meanings in a card, or if something jumps out at you and it has particular meaning for you, of course, take that. Trust your intuition. You know, that's for you to do as much as for me. So let's take a look. Oh, it's the lions on the 2 of Wands. Turtle on the 6 of Swords. Oh, elephants on the 6 of Cups. Let's move this. There we go. Oh, sorry if that was quite loud on the video. And the magpies, I think they're magpies on the 4 of Wands. They don't look like the magpies we get from round here, but I think they are magpies of a sort. Okay, then we have beautiful owls on the 8 of Swords. The World, the gorgeous bee, lovely. And a lovely hare with the 7 of Cups. You want one more, don't you? On the bottom we have the Knight of Cups, which I'm going to bring in that energy as well. Okay, just try to keep these all in view. Move my camera down a little bit so you can see them. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay. Interesting. 2, 4, 6. There's that numerology again. Not quite in order. It's actually 2, 6, 4 here. And sometimes we do see the results before we've actually done the work. And I feel on some level you may see some of your results before you were expecting to, before you did the physical thing. And that can be really interesting, but that can be how it works sometimes. Sometimes we see the result before the action. I forget the name of that when that happens, but it can definitely happen. I think it's a phenomenon that we see in physics as well, that sometimes you see the outcome before the cause. Yeah, so some outcomes coming before the physical cause. Interesting. Okay, all right, it's all good, it's all good. Knight of Cups, beautiful, this gorgeous. Now that looks like what I saw flying past. Now is that a swan? That's a kind of swan, isn't it? It doesn't matter, but that looks like the birds that I saw flying past a minute ago, past my window. They're a little bit far away, so I was just looking at a silhouette, and goodness knows my bird recognition isn't as good as it used to be. This time of year they're probably swans, aren't they? I don't know. So this gorgeous swan, the symbol of purity. I mean, swans themselves could actually be relevant to you as well. But this one, I actually want to say he's bringing a cup of knowledge to you. And I know the Knight of Cups, you know, it can be romantic propositions. It can be, I do feel so much love from this card, but so much love coming in. But bringing things into reality for you, because we've got this gorgeous, very red moon, this blood moon, I want to say, in the background. So whenever the next blood moon is for you could be relevant. That could be something to look up on your calendar. When's the blood moon? I want to say like August or something. Blood moon, I forget, but you can look that up if that resonates for you. And again, we're next to another moon here. We've got this tiny blue crescent. So again, the blue moon could be relevant here. I'm very drawn to these moons. All right. Very loving energy coming through here. Cup of knowledge. I feel there's a very, very loving presence bringing you knowledge here. I do want to talk about your spirit guides doing that, but it could be actual study, and that could be what helps you to move forwards in life. Just an anecdote from my own life. The reason I don't have much space on my desk at the moment is because I have a monitor here on a stand, because I have a proper job in the real world. Proper job in inverted commas. And interestingly, I wasn't offered this job or any others until I made a decision that I was going to undertake a particular course of study and fund it for myself. Now, I put that on my CV and I put it out there, and all of a sudden I got all of this interest, although I hadn't started the study yet, let alone completed it. But the fact that I decided I was going to do it, I got the result without actually having to do the course. Obviously, I'm doing the course, but it's almost like this 264. It's like I put it out there, I made the decision I was going to do the thing, and I got the result, and now I'm actually doing the course. So again, it was very interesting to see how the universe works. But I'd set the intention that I was going to do something, and then so that I could have, you know, the specific type of job that I wanted, the career that I wanted, other than doing this, which is obviously my vocation. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. This is, you know, my psychic work, my spiritual work. This is the thing I have to do, whether I get paid for it or not. But the thing that I will get paid for, I decided I wanted to do, which is very different to this, very unspiritual. Yeah, it was curious to see, you know, I set the intention, I'm going to do this course, and so that I can get this career, and boom, the career shows up before I've even started doing it. And interestingly, I actually had 2 different offers as well, so there could be 2 offers coming in before you've even taken the steps you're planning to take. So very, very interesting. Also, 6 being the number of the heart, I want to bring that energy here as well. So it's all very heart, because the hearts are in the middle, the 6s are in the middle. It's all very heart-centered. I want to say everything that you do this year is going to revolve around the heart. That could even be literal. You know, you could work in heart surgery or something like that, you know, something with the physical heart. That could be something you actually work with or want to work with. Okay, you could be a heart healer, somebody who does that sort of work. Goodness knows we don't have enough of those people right now. We can take as many of those as we can get, to be honest with you. I'll take as many heart healers as we can get in this reality right now. We need them. So let's just take a look at these cards. It's interesting, because I know this is the 4 of Wands, but with the 2 magpies there, it's almost like these 2 are mirroring each other's energy. Yeah, the stable beginning. For some people, there's literally a relationship that's going to the next level here. There is literally a relationship where we're finally getting what we want out of it. It could be a situation where you've been interested in somebody and nothing's really happened. You've been waiting. And finally, they come forwards and say, yeah, I really like you. Let's do this. And you may find it moves quite fast. So there is this sense for some people, romance actually moving quite fast. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. I was actually going to bring in my romance cards here, but my guys just said, no, wait, not yet. Not yet. We'll bring those in a second. Okay. So I've got 3 decks. These are my decks here. This is my money oracle. This is my like general oracle, message oracle. This is my love oracle, which is that's pink. Okay. What else have you got here for us? Just my guys just showing me. So very sweet results this year with the bee, with the grasshopper. It's interesting because we think of grasshopper as being lazy in the story with the, you know, the ants and the grasshoppers. If you see, is it Ants, that film? It is, isn't it? Or the grasshopper's lazy and he sings all summer, doesn't do any work, doesn't put anything to one side. But it doesn't matter. And the bee does. The bee works incredibly hard. So I do feel you will be flying high. Regardless of your circumstances, all of the efforts that you put in this year are going to really, really pay off. I think you will be achieving some big things, some big achievements coming in for you, which is really nice. Also for some people, you know, there's that possible new happy home. I did feel there could be a house move for some people, but I feel it's a happy house move, possibly with a new loved one or somebody that you've been waiting to concretize a relationship with, maybe taking things to the next level, maybe getting engaged, getting married, you know, making a deeper commitment to each other. There's a real sense of partnership on a lot of these cards here. That's not to say there aren't hidden worries here, because there really are. And I think to achieve your goals over the next 12 months, it is a case of putting those worries to one side. Yeah, I want to say some of the choices that you thought you had will have been taken away. Okay, and that can be very disconcerting. With the Seven of Cups, very often this can be confusion and choices, but I feel like the choices have been taken away. Again, there's a heart here. It looks like a physical heart as opposed to a, you know, picture of a heart as we were drawn. I feel like many of the decisions will have literally disappeared, vanished into thin air, so you won't have the options that you previously would have had. But it doesn't matter, because once you set your mind to do something, once you accept that and set your mind to achieve something that is available to you, I think it will move very fast. I think it will be very successful. And I think the only thing that will be holding you back this year is your mind. So again, it's learning to stay in control of the mind. And I'm looking at the Eight of Swords as I say that, which is where we can really hold ourselves back in worry, hold ourselves back in unhealthy relationships, jobs that we've grown out of, friendships that just don't suit us anymore. You know, it doesn't mean that people are bad, but we may have outgrown them. We may just not be an energetic match for those people anymore. We may just not resonate with them anymore, and that's the thing that can happen. But there's so much love. I feel that the love's coming from you, Pile One. I do feel you're a very loving and kind person. I really do think that. And I think you are very loyal, and I think your loyalty will be rewarded this year as well. But there are some people you need to move away from. Again, we were talking about letting go, cutting ties. There are some people you absolutely need to move away from. Not because they're bad, okay, and it doesn't have to be the case, but because you've outgrown them, it's time to move on. It's really time to move on so that you can get to here, you know, with your wish fulfillment, with everything that you wanted, all the things coming in. So with the World and the Four of Wands here, and the Six of Cups, I feel there's this beautiful, I just feel so much love, sorry, this beautiful lifestyle waiting for you if you can follow your own wisdom. Don't allow your mind to hold you back, because it's really going to be your enemy over the next 12 months. It always is to a point, isn't it? You know, the ego mind, as we call it, likes to tell you, oh, well, no, you shouldn't leave your husband because, you know, you've been together for 20 years and you actually get on okay. Things aren't so bad. It's like, yeah, but I've really outgrown this person. I don't feel like this is a match anymore. We don't really have anything in common. You know, we're barely on speaking terms, pass like ships in the night. So there could be some decisions to make there. You know, I'm not saying what's right for you and what isn't. None of my business. But it's definitely time to take stock. It's definitely time to have a look. See what needs to change. See what needs to be let go of. But do it with love. Absolutely do it with love, because there is so much love in this reading here. It's almost like the right people will make you feel so loved this year, whether they're friends, colleagues, bosses, you know, literal partners, girlfriend, boyfriend. You know, there is so much love coming from the right people this year. That's how you will know you're in the right company. That's how you will know you have made the right choice. That's how you will be able to discern you've made the right decision or you're heading in the right direction. It's that feeling of love. And I'm very drawn to all of the pink flowers on these cards here. Very drawn to the higher heart chakra, which I think was actually on the bottom of the deck when I was pulling some of the oracle cards. There's a higher heart chakra card, and I saw it and I thought, oh, I wonder if that belongs to any of the decks. Don't think I pulled it. We have still got some oracle cards left. Where did I put them? Oh my goodness, something's gone missing. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay, where have those oracle cards gone? Oh, that's crazy. Okay, there's a message here because I've lost some oracle cards that were literally sat on my lap. Or have I? No, I haven't. No, I haven't lost anything. I already put them out. Interesting. Okay, so what you find when you do this kind of work is everything that happens is a message. All right, if you make a mistake, it's a message. Okay. If you look out the window and see some geese flying by or swans, whatever they were, it's a message. All right. Now, I thought I had 2 oracle cards sat on my lap that I hadn't shown you yet and that I'd lost them. I didn't. I'd already put them out. So it could be that you thought you had to do something or you thought you had something and you actually didn't. Okay, so bear that in mind. That could be something that happens this year. You could be panicking, thinking, oh no, I forgot, I've lost something, this is terrible, I've made a terrible mistake, or I've lost something, or I've broken it, or I don't know what I've done something wrong, and it turns out you haven't done anything wrong at all. You've actually already done the thing you needed to do, and there is nothing further to do. So try not to worry if and when that happens to you this year. That was very curious, and my guides are saying I can use these now. Okay, let's bring in some romance cards. Let's have a little bit of a look at romance over the next 12 months. Okay. It is going to be interesting though. I haven't talked about this turtle card yet, guys. You want to talk about it in a minute? Okay. I love turtles. A lot of wisdom. I've met a turtle in the wild. They're so wise. Okay. Nothing will keep you apart. Time apart and distance. How ironic. Flash in the pan. I love you more than you know. Sweets, chocolates and roses. Interesting. 2 more? Okay, 2 more. That one. Long distance relationship. There's a lot about distance here. Okay. And psychic connection. All right, that's where my turtle comes in. Psychic connection. Okay. With my turtle card, with his 6 swords. Okay. This does actually feel like I want to say pain in a relationship with the turtle card here. I want to say pain, but at the same time, it's not bad. It's like delicious pain. You know what I mean? That pain of kind of aching for somebody, but in anticipation because you know you're going to see them. And it's painful when you can't be together. So for some people, it is about time apart, about a separation from a loved one. It could be that they're working away, you're working away, you live in different places, live in different countries, or that you're not able to come together yet. Maybe you've met online and you haven't been able to get together. But there is this sense that nothing will keep you apart. There's a very, very strong sense that you will be united or reunited with somebody this year if that's something you're waiting for. Now, again, remember this is a group reading. That's not going to be relevant to everyone. Long distance relationship, just confirming that one, with time apart and distance. So that's a very strong theme. And it may not even be that much of a distance. It may be that you want to be with somebody, but there are circumstances in the way which mean that you can't really act on it just yet. Or you can't take all of the steps you would like to just yet. So it may be that they literally just live like the next town. Okay, or a couple of miles away. It doesn't have to be far, but there is a little bit of a barrier which is just causing some separation, I feel, over the next 3 to 6 months. Okay, so there could be for some people there, but it doesn't matter because you have such a strong spiritual connection, the pair of you. I don't think it's really going to matter. Okay. I love you more than you know. Very, very powerful energy here. And I want to bring in this number 4 energy, which we have on the 4 of Wands. So it's a very stable, grounded energy with this relationship. Okay. So whatever your relationship is, I feel it's very, very stable and grounded. So the flash in the pan card, now that can be very interesting. This can be about one-night stands, very short-lived relationships that actually think, yeah, no, this isn't working for me. So for some people, this is literally going to be some very short relationships. I feel like the universe isn't mucking around this year. It's like if they bring someone in, they're the wrong person, you're going to be able to discern that very quickly and get rid of them. Okay, and go, thank you very much, goodbye. That's a no from me. You are the weakest link, goodbye. But for other people, I feel this flash in the pan energy is connected to the distance, the thing that's keeping you apart. I think that's going to be quick. I think it's going to be resolved quickly because it comes through with number 16 energy as well, which is the Tower in tarot, which is about big sudden change. So this is very much kind of a tower energy on this card, if you're familiar with the tarot. It's about changes, things happening in a flash. Okay, it's not necessarily about a relationship that is very, very short-lived. It can be, and it can show the fear of a relationship that's going to be very short-lived as well. This can be a biggest fear, and that could be the case for some of you here. But there's a lot of love in this whole reading. It's really beautiful. I think there is somebody who does love you more than you realise. Pile number 1. We've also got the Sweets, Chocolates and Roses card on 15, which is kind of a very sort of old-fashioned card. So the person that you're interested in or want to be with or are with could be very, very old-fashioned in the way they do things. They might be not really down with the kids, or maybe they're not very good at dating. Maybe they're not very good at doing that. You know, you want more romance in your life, but they're like, I'm not sure what to do. Do I buy you chocolates and roses? Is that how this works? You know, I especially if they're, you know, if they're masculine and you're a feminine. And we know guys, you know, no disrespect, guys, to the guys watching, because I know I do have men and males, masculines in my audience. Some people just don't know how to do that. And I think that goes for women as well. Some women don't know how to be romantic. Okay, they struggle with it. It's like they really want to, they're trying really hard, but they don't know how to do this. Okay, so there could be somebody who isn't very good at showing how much they care about you. That's, again, a strong theme coming through here. But they really do like you. It's not a flash in the pan. I do like you. I'm just not very good at showing it. Okay? It's not like I was interested yesterday and I'm not interested today. I really like you. I just don't know how to go about this. I don't know how to show it. So that's another strong theme coming through in romance. So let's pull some of our message oracle here. See what we've got for pile 1 for the next 12. Oh, you want to come out, don't you, for the next 12 months? Right place, right time. Ooh, synchronicity. Love it. Okay. Oh, you want to come out as well, don't you? Okay. Stop jumping out. Remember who you are. I am. Star being starseed. Exciting. Cosmic alignment. Don't know why I'm singing. Okay. Achievements come in all shapes and sizes. Are you aiming too low? Interesting. It's okay to play and explore. You don't have to know everything. And what you fight, you become. Oh, goodness me. That's a lot. That's a lot. Again, on the bottom of the deck, we've got higher expression versus lower expression. So I think one of the big themes for you over the next 12 months is going to be making sure that you are coming from that higher place rather than the lower energy. Make sure you're coming from the higher vibrational energy, not the lower energy. Do not let the mind rule you. Do not let the ego rule you. Come from your higher mind, from your higher wisdom. Do the things you know to be right, not the lower energy things that you're tempted to do. You know, either because you think it's the right thing to do or because you're letting emotion run away with you. Okay, there might be a little tendency to be a little bit spiteful. We can all be spiteful. We can say that. You know, we can admit we're big girls and boys. We can all admit to that. We all do it sometimes. Sometimes we can be low, and we say low. You know, oh, that was low. I can't believe they did that. Well, yeah, that was literally low vibrational energy. That's why we say that. I don't know if we know that's why we say that, but to me, that's why we say that. So my voice is getting a little bit croaky. I apologise. I've just got over a ridiculous, like, sort of 4-week cold, which included some laryngitis thrown into the mix. So that was like a really big throat chakra clearing for me. That was insane. Some people are still going through it around me. Some people I work, particularly some ladies I work with, are going through it at the moment. So I think that's been a theme for some people. But again, it's been a big clearing energetically. So I'm not concerned, but I apologise for my croaky voice. So right place, right time. Wow. This is amazing. This is what I was saying about the results showing up before you've actually taken the actions. Once you decide something, it's like boom, 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 it's going to happen because it has to. So it's very, very strong energy this year for manifesting the things that you want. But that's going to go with the 24/6 energy anyway. 24/6, master builder, master manifester. You can do the things you want and they will show up in real life. Okay, they will show up with the number 4 energy in real life. There will be concrete, real things. Okay, rather than, well, I manifested myself a new spirit guide. Well, yeah, that could be. That could be the case for some people, for sure. But I do feel there is some karma that has been resolved, that is enabling you to move forwards faster over the next 12 months. So yeah, don't aim too low. Do not aim too low. You may feel knocked back in some ways, or that you can't achieve the things you want, because I feel like you've been through a lot, or you've had a lot to accept. You've had some things to let go of, which have been very, very difficult, but you don't have to aim low. All right, remember who you are. You are this amazing cosmic spiritual being. You may identify as a starseed. Okay, there's definitely going to be starseeds watching. Shout out to my starseeds. Put a comment below if you're a starseed. I am. Remember who you are. Okay, remember you are this amazing spark of the divine, shall we say, this amazing child of God. And yes, achievements come in all shapes and sizes. The ones that look big on the outside in our 3D reality are not necessarily the most important ones. A lot of the most important ones don't leave any physical trace at all. Okay, they may be something that happens within you, inside your heart, inside your mind, or it may be ways that you've helped or touched people. And that's not a cop-out. It's absolutely not a cop-out. That's actually the most important thing. Like they say, people won't remember what you did. People won't remember what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. Okay, we are feeling beings. That seems important. And it's okay to play and explore. You don't have to know everything. I'm not sure if I remembered to say earlier, but I did feel there was possibly some study coming in for some people, because I was drawn to talk about my own study. There could be some studying, some something to learn, some new skills that you're acquiring at the moment. And it doesn't matter if it feels like you're starting from scratch, starting from nothing. That really doesn't make a difference right now. You are acquiring some very important skills. Some of them may be psychic skills, some of them may be healing skills, but they are important. And remember, try not to fight with your mind. Now, who out there does this? Who fights with their mind? And as I said that, the timer said 5111. Spirit's so cheeky today. 5 being the number of the mind in numerology, and then 111 bringing in this very divine energy. Okay. So, what you fight, you become. Yes. And that's a good message, a good reminder for anyone moving into politics, working on councils or committees, or being trustees over the next 12 months, if that's something you're starting to do or continuing to do. Don't fight with the people you don't agree with. Don't fight them. Don't descend to their level. Be better than them. Okay? Be better than them, because that's actually the thing that matters. Yeah, try to come from your higher mind, even if it feels counterintuitive and you think, no, I'm going to fight them. I'm going to pull the same tricks that they did. You know, it could be in the workplace. I'm going to pull the same trick that person did on me. They made me look bad, or they got me in trouble. I'm going to do the same thing back. Don't stoop to their level. Please don't. You'll be lowering your vibration, and we really can't afford for you to do that over the next 12 months, because you'll be holding yourself back. I feel, try not to fall into ego traps. That is an ego trap, you know, where ego goes, yeah, we're going to get the better of them, just you wait. Try not to do that. Generally, we don't do those things, do we? You know, we're grown-ups. We like to think, oh, I don't do things like that. What are you talking about, Helen? But, well, you know, we might be tempted to fall into that. So, let's bring in the money oracle now. Let's have a little look at money and finances over the next 12 months for pile 1. We have... You guys going to jump out? Not so much. You're less jumpy. Okay, fair enough. Raise your vibration, what I just said. So cheeky. Okay, if you want to be abundant over the next 12 months, raise your vibration and keep it high. Money, money, money. Don't give me a YouTube strike. Gifts of time and money. These are coming out in pairs, which is interesting. I'm pulling them. They're coming out in 2s now. Energy of abundance. Lucky number 8. We talked about number 8. So 8 is definitely a fortunate number for you. Very powerful number for you. Gambling and losses. A little bit of a warning there. Make it happen on 46. And again, come out in a pair. So I'm going to take 2. Gifts of abundance and paycheck to paycheck. Woo, okay, that's a mixed bag. Mixed bag of energy here. So on this side, we've got gambling and losses, paycheck to paycheck. We've got struggle, potentially over here. But over here, we've got all of these gifts, gifts of time and money, gifts of abundance. I feel you are going to be given money or win money or acquire money without any effort, with lucky number 8 here as well. Very, very interesting. But you've got to stay in this high vibrational frequency to be able to receive it. So one way or another, I'm not saying it's going to be a huge amount of money. I'm not saying you're going to win the lottery, unfortunately. Believe me, I wish I could say that. But it's like the money's there and it's waiting for you. It's waiting for you to raise your vibration. And it could be a good year to do some money manifesting as well, if that's something that you want to do. Write a manifesting list, work on your manifesting, particularly for finances and money, because you can make it happen this year. I do feel like the things you put in place this year are going to really pay off. It's a very, very powerful year. Again, there is a warning against gambling. There is a warning against the poverty mindset of thinking, oh, I'll never have any money, this will never work for me, because there's actually a lot here for you. And when something goes well for you financially, this is true in any part of life anyway, but when something goes well for you financially over the next 12 months, I want you to really make a big deal about it in your own mind and go, yes, this is amazing, this is evidence, this is proof that the universe is trying to help me financially, that the universe is sending me the things that I want, the things that I need. There's a lot here. When it comes to finances, there's a lot of potential. You might not see all of the results over the next 12 months. And this is with the paycheck to paycheck. You may not see the results of your work, but it's coming. You're making it happen. If you've been wanting to buy a house, I feel you can put the steps in place for that to happen. You can, whether it's that you need to save money or you need to change your job so that you're earning enough to qualify for the finance you need, or however it is that you need to do this. But the energy of abundance is going to be all around you. So even if you don't see the results of it over the next 12 months, believe me, it's going to be there. It will start to show up. It may even take 2 years to fully manifest, to fully appear in reality. But to make sure that happens, it's really important to raise your vibration, keep it high. Stay in the high energy, stay in the positive thoughts as much as you can. Of course, we can't always do that. I know. I'm going to make a book recommendation right now, which is my book, which is Dream Bigger, How the Law of Attraction Really Works, which is linked in the description below. That may help you. If it resonates, please, by all means, do check it out. It may not, that's okay too. So, interesting year financially. It's kind of like, again, putting things into place. They're going to show up. It's going to happen. You're going to have your happy home with the 4 of Wands here. It's coming. It's all coming. All the things that you wanted, that you've been waiting for, they're all coming in. You may not see all of the manifestation, particularly financially, over the next 12 years. I think in love, you're going to see the manifestation show up faster. But in money, maybe a little bit longer for it to actually show up. So, number 11 by the book. 41, soulmates. 19, flexible. This is lovely. You got any others for me? No? Okay, that's fine. All right. Coming up to an hour now. Wow. Okay, so flexible by the book, soulmates. Yeah. Do the right thing because it's the right thing to do on 11 too. Yeah. Sometimes it can seem really boring or old-fashioned or antiquated to do things in a certain way, but sometimes it's the best way to do it. Okay, so much as I'm an advocate of doing things in new and exciting ways, sometimes there is only one way to achieve something, in which case do it. Don't cheat, don't try to take a shortcut. And I'm not talking about manifesting. That's not a shortcut. That's using the energy as you are supposed to. All right, but there may be some instances over the next 12 years where it's really important to keep your integrity. And I want to go back to the raise your vibration in the discernment card here. Keep your integrity. This is a very, I want to say it's integral to the next 12 months, to the next year. Very important. And, you can still be flexible. You can still try new things. You can still be original. This is a very interesting card here, very original. We've got this egg here, which for some reason reminds me of Salvador Dali. If you've ever been to the Dali Museum, there are eggs all around the top of the building because that was who he was. He was that kind of artist. You can be very original. I mean, Dali's work was very original. It was very unusual, very different, very strange in some ways. So, by all means, embrace that energy. There's kind of an Aquarius feel coming through here. Some of you could, have Aquarius in your chart, or it could be that you're very, very influenced by Uranus over the next 12 months or the next year. But there's big stuff coming for you, and it's exciting, and it can bring change if you embrace it. But don't do the wrong thing. And by that I mean don't do something that would be harmful to others. Okay, don't try to get ahead by stepping on other people or cheating other people, cheating yourself. Yeah, that seems like a very, very important message there. And the soulmates card, that is beautiful. I said there was so much love around for this reading, didn't I? That there's such a beautiful love connection here, whether it's a relationship you're already in, which could be moving to new heights, to new levels, which is wonderful. Or just moving in together, or taking a relationship or a new relationship which could move quite swiftly to the next step, but not in a bad way. It doesn't feel like rushing, because sometimes we can rush, we can get into a relationship way too quickly, get way too serious too quickly, and then we realize it's not the right person. It can end really badly. That could be awful. That's not what I'm getting here. That's not what I'm getting. I'm not saying that's never going to happen, but it's not the energy I get here. The soulmates card speaks of a higher love for a lot of people. It may also be loved ones around you. It could be friends. It could be platonic relationships. There are some real soulmates around you this year. They could be animals. Okay, they could be people that you work with, people that you're just very strongly connected to, family members, spirit guides. But there is such an energy of soulmates, such an enemy. Interesting. Energy of soulmates. There's an enemy as well who may be a soulmate. Even if it's not somebody you like, there's an enemy teaching you something this year. Interesting. And that could be a rival in love as well. The love rival. So somebody who wants the person that you want, or that you are with, or maybe it's the person that you're going to be with. They're leaving that person. There's somebody who's against you this year, potentially in love for some people. They're a soulmate too. They're actually in your soul group. So bear that in mind. Bear that in mind, even if they behave badly towards you. They're there to teach you things. They are there to help you with your soul progress, even if they hinder you in a very physical way. But again, for example, if you're waiting to be with somebody, if you're going to get together with somebody and they have an ex that's getting in the way, I want to say that that's happening for a reason, and it's okay. All right, it may not be ideal, it may be painful, may be difficult, but I feel if they are slowing things down, it's because they are a part of the divine timing too, because they are one of your soulmates too. They are a member of your soul family too. Okay, it doesn't mean you're going to be friends with them in the future. It doesn't mean you're ever going to get on or particularly want to spend time together. They may hate your guts, if you stole their partner, definitely not going to like you. Or in their mind, you stole their partner. It may not be the case at all. But they are a soulmate too. They are divinely guided to be on your path too. And so if they are slowing down a relationship, for example, that's happening very much for good reasons. And we've got this lovely sort of angelic presence, this little face in the clouds up here. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a face, very serene face, looking down, knowing that everything's happening exactly as it should. It's almost like a mothering energy that's coming through here from the divine. Very, very beautiful. Like there's a divine feminine watching over your romantic life over the next 12 months. And I'm very drawn to the 41 on here because we have the 4 of Wands. So we've got the number 4, and then the 1 kind of looks like a wand. So it's almost like this carries 4 of Wands energy too, on some level, which can be that happy home. It can be marriage. It can be, that stable relationship, the one that you've always wanted. It can be absolutely beautiful energy. So very, very lovely overall here. So, okay. I think we're done there, pile 1. My voice held out. Hooray! I may need to take a break before I record pile 2. By all means, check out pile 2 or 3 if you're drawn to do so. Both of them if you want. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That really, really helps me. Lots of you guys watch who are not subscribed. Please leave me a like. Remember to leave me a comment. I'd love to hear which pile you chose. If it resonates, I do hope this resonates for somebody, and I will speak to you very soon. You take very good care of yourself. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 2. Yep, pile 2, that's where we are. I knew that. I had to go and get a cup of tea because my voice was getting a little bit croaky. So you will have to excuse me if I'm sipping my tea as we go, but it helps me to keep going. So, oh dear. As I was saying, to pile 1, I just got over this silly 4/5 week cold, complete with laryngitis over Christmas. That was fun. So big throat chakra clearing for me and some other people as well. So as I sat down to actually do your reading pile 2, I have some letter tiles and charms and things, and these just caught my eye from 2 different bags next to the desk over there. I saw B and I saw U. And I thought, oh, that's the message for this pile, be you. That's a very, very important message. So I've got them out. I'm going to put them up here because I feel that's a very strong theme for the next 12 months for you, my lovely pile 2s. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of these little cards to get some themes for the next 12 months to see what the big themes are going to be. Then we're going to look at your oracle cards, and we'll have a look at these cards and some other decks that want to come out to play. So the themes for the next 12 months. Birth. We're going to put our crystal over here. There we go. You don't want to go there, you want to go there. Okay, all right then. Birth, interesting. So we've got new beginnings, surrender, sisterhood, brotherhood. I feel like I want to take a 4th one as well. No, I can't take all of those. Okay. Depth. Wow. For you guys, pile 2, now remember this is a group reading, so not every message is going to resonate for every person, but I feel like the next 12 months are almost going to be the birth of a new you, one that's been waiting to come out for a long time. I feel, just looking at the big themes here, it's like a new beginning, and that could be a literal birth, you know, there could be a child coming into your life, which changes everything, okay, and it is, I feel, surrendering to those changes coming in, surrendering to who you really are, not fighting it anymore, and finding your soul family, connecting with your soul family, or at least acknowledging that you need to take this new direction and spend time with the people who are really on your wavelength, the people that you need to be around. And depth, wow. This year is going to go deep for you guys. It does feel like a spiritually deep year. This is really beautiful. This could be you literally finding your tribe, finding your soul family, connecting with your soul family or more members of your soul family. Wow, this is powerful. This is like a whole little story I'm looking at here. Let's pop these up here. But be you. It is all about being you. So you can now be with your soul family, with the people that you really resonate with, who are really on your wavelength, the people who really get you. No more pretending to be somebody that you're not. No more hiding who you truly are. It's going to be very, very important that you show everyone who you really are, because I think they need to see your hidden depths. I think that's important for the people around you, the people in your life. They need to see your hidden depths because it will help them to understand deeper parts of themselves too. All right, so let's take a look at your oracle cards that I've picked from a few different decks here, see what we've got. Which ones want to come out first? Let's do the animals. 59, the starfish spirit open to infinite possibility. I actually nearly said infinite impossibility there. So that's interesting. So there could be some things that really seem impossible at the moment, but you can actually do them. You can actually achieve the things that may seem impossible. So that's very, very interesting. There's a real energy, a sense of regeneration with the starfish as well. Getting a fresh start at something that you didn't think you would be able to do. The Panther Spirit on 44.8, reclaim your power. And the Seahorse Spirit on 53.8, another 8. 8 is a strong theme in this reading. Now, I'm recording this in January of 2024, which is a number 8 year. Now, this reading is timeless, so it doesn't matter when you're watching it, but the number 8 is coming through as a very powerful theme regardless. So, let's take a look here. Yes, reclaim your power. This is, like I was saying with the big themes up here for this year, this is about being who you truly are, stepping into who you truly are, stepping into the shoes you were always meant to wear, being who you were always meant to be, however impossible, however silly, ridiculous that might have seemed to you or to other people in the past. I feel like it's time to prove them wrong. This next 12 months period is going to provide you with the opportunity to prove them wrong, to show aspects of yourself other people don't know about or didn't take seriously or thought were stupid or inconsequential, unnecessary, superfluous. Oh no, we don't do that here. You know, nobody's interested in that. And I think you're overcoming some programming, maybe from childhood, maybe from earlier in your life, that told you, oh no, nobody's interested in that part of you. I have to hide that part. Yeah. And it feels, with the watch and wait card, it really feels like Spirit is watching and waiting for you to take that step, waiting for you to take that leap of faith, because I do feel that's what it's going to be. There's going to be a little bit of a leap of faith, maybe more than one. You're diving into that deep water over here. And I do feel there's a very strong spiritual element here. So it could literally be your spiritual work that is increasing, that's becoming a bigger part of your life. Or it could be that you're bringing that into the workplace, you know, and that's something that I'm actually doing quite unexpectedly at the moment, to a very normal job. And I am far from normal. Anyone who knows me knows that. I think it's a bit of a shock for my colleagues. I don't think they were expecting that. But infinite possibility. It's almost like the things that we thought couldn't happen may be able to start to happen. I'm not saying everything's going to happen all at once in the next 12 months, but for some reason I'm getting a connection to 2012 as well. There's a connection to 2012, maybe something you wanted to start in 2012 or thought you were going to be able to do in 2012 but didn't. There's a connection here with 2012 for sure. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's going to be different for everyone, but I'm going to put that out there for those that it resonates with, a connection to 2012. Okay. So, very powerful. There's a lot of trust in the divine here as well with the Panther spirit. Very strong feline energy coming through. So you may resonate strongly with cats, big and small, earthly and otherwise. You may have cats as spirit guides. I have plenty of big cats as in my spirit team. So don't ever think that you only have one spirit guides, because we have a team, big old team. Okay, and the seahorse. Yeah, so there's no rush. This isn't going to be a rushed process. Rushed progress. Interesting. Yeah, there's no need to rush. You will make the progress you need to make. Rake. Okay, I'm trying to pay attention to when I accidentally say a word, because very often that's my spirit guides talking through me and I'm sort of involuntarily saying words. So the word rake came through. So that's relevant to somebody, maybe something connected to gardening. Don't leave the rake upside down on the grass. Don't step on it. Don't step on that rake. Okay. They got a sense of humour today, I tell you. Stay open to the possibilities, open to what could actually happen, open to what you could achieve, but not just achieve for yourself, something that will become a bigger part of your life, something that will become a more important part of your life is going to happen over the next 12 months, I feel. This is interesting. This is very interesting energy. It's almost like this is a bit where it goes, it just got interesting. Oh, what's happening here? But you're able to be more of your true self. You're able to be more of your true self, who you always wanted to be, and write that new plan for yourself, write that new blueprint, because B is actually number 3, Scrabble tile. I've got a 3 on there. 3 is the divine blueprint. It feels like this is an opportunity to rewrite your blueprint, rewrite your soul contracts, rewrite actual contracts in this lifetime, novate contracts. Yeah, there's a real feeling of change, but change that you are driving in the direction you want it to go. That's very powerful. Let's bring some more cards in. Owl Spirit Wisdom on 27. Wise Woman of the Grove, Grace. Okay, so we've got a lot of wisdom coming in here. Yes, I'm going to bring that one in. And Karmic Board Clearing, Energetic Clearing. Rewrite your story. I couldn't make this up. Rewrite your story. Live your truth. Yep, there it is. I didn't look at any of these. Okay, I pull the cards face down. I don't look at any of these beforehand. I have no prior knowledge consciously of what's on them. Clearly my higher self knows, my guides know exactly what they're doing, but I had no idea. We're clearing the karmic board. Okay, we're clearing the cheese board to put something new on it. Wow. I love it. I love it. This is such a fresh start in so many ways for you, Pile 2. This is amazing. And it comes with so much wisdom and grace. It's beautiful. It's going to happen beautifully for you. And I feel there's a fresh start physically as well with this red jewel here. I have a red jewel like that. I'm going to bring it in because I feel like it wants to be here. There we go. That's also the emblem of a good friend of mine, of the work that she does. She has this beautiful red jewel, Gemma. So, hi Gemma, if you're watching, hi, shout out to you. Yeah, Gemma, if you're watching, feel free to put a plug for yourself in my comments. She's an amazing energy worker. With this gem, I want to say there's a new start physically, so your health could be improved, or you could find something, find a way, a new technique to improve your physical health. And it could literally be connected to going out into nature, going to forests, because look, both of these are in forests here. We've got these very tall pine trees, so that could be something near to you. There are a lot of trees like that near where I live. I live in the New Forest in the south of England. Forest is definitely an energy that I love. I'm here because it keeps me calm. It keeps me balanced and centered. And I feel that's what this energy for this year is going to be doing for you. It's helping you to be, or perhaps to remain calm and centered, because that might be something you can already do, but it's helping you to stay in that energy more and more, so you don't feel like you have to almost be schizophrenic and be two different people. Because when we're very spiritual, and I feel like you are very spiritual, sometimes we feel like we have to be two different people depending on who we're talking to. Like some of us might say, oh, I've got my spiritual friends and my normal friends. You know, I feel like that separation's coming to an end now. Either the sort of more normal friends will become more open to the spirituality, that can go for family as well, or they may take a step back, and you may find that the people who are in your life are much more integrated. Okay, they've got their spirituality far more integrated in their lives, so they resonate more strongly with you. I think the people that you don't resonate will be taking a step back from you. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind. Now, I've had to stop the video a few times, clear my throat, have some tea, which is why the teacup seems to be jumping around a little bit if you're watching and going down. So I do feel like your voice is going to get stronger. More and more people are going to hear your voice, and that could be literal. It could be public speaking, it could be teaching, doing lectures, it could be having a YouTube channel, but it could be doing readings, you know, talking about your spiritual work, talking about who you really are, talking about the things that are important to you that so far you've perhaps held back on. I feel there's going to be a lot more opportunity for that, for your voice to be heard, for your opinions to be heard, because they're important, they're needed, they're necessary. You bring a lot of wisdom in. Okay, so with the wisdom, the wise women, I really feel like those of you watching, and you don't have to be a woman or a feminine to resonate with this, but there's a very wise feminine energy that wants to talk through you, so that could be something that really comes through strongly at the moment. You may find yourself leading a meditation group or teaching something if that's not something you already do. It's fascinating. Lots of red energy on this card as well. The dress is red, so again, I'm drawn to physical health, I'm drawn to physical well-being here. I think that's something you'll be helping people with, but through great wisdom. Through great wisdom. So it may be alternative health practices, holistic health practices, which is something I've studied as well. So big fan. See what you're drawn to, because you will know, your inner wisdom will know exactly which direction you want to go in this year. I don't know how well you can see because the light's reflecting off this one. You see her lovely red dress and the red feather hanging from her headdress as well, and her beautiful little fairy wings that she's got, etheric, very etheric fairy wings. So there could be a literal connection to the fairy realms for some people here, for those of you that resonate with that. But it's almost like another world that's merging into yours right now. It's almost like this card's in two halves, like a very etheric, non-3D world is merging with the 3D reality here. So it might feel at times like you have one foot in this world and one foot out of it. It's a very out of world experience, I want to say. It's an interesting energy to be in, but I will say when that happens, you have to remember to do a lot of grounding. A lot of grounding work. a lot of grounding. To keep yourself grounded in your body, to keep yourself well. Make sure you're eating, make sure you're, drinking water, make sure you're eating food, make sure you're taking care of yourself and not spending too much time in the sort of wonderful etheric spiritual energies, which we can very easily do at certain points in our life, in our lifetime. And I want to say in our life cycle for some reason. Okay, interesting choice of words, guys. Yeah. Very, very powerful spiritual year. Lots of spiritual work to be done this year, but it's wonderful. It's, wow, enabling you to speak your truth and live your truth. This huge energetic clearing that's happening. You can get ready for this right now. You might have felt ready for this already. You might have been thinking, I've got this energetic clearing coming, or I'm having a clearing. You might have had some recurring health problems and thought to yourself, hang on, this is an energy clearing. There's no logical physical reason for this to keep happening. This is physical. This isn't physical. This is spiritual. So you can prepare yourself. I'm going to suggest, for those of you that it resonates with, maybe a bath with salts, whichever salts you're drawn to. I'm just going to like regular sea salt or rock salt, just something from nature, I think would be adequate. You can be as fancy as you want with it. Maybe put some rosemary in there, rosemary essential oil, or a sprig of rosemary if you're drawn to that. I feel that would be very cleansing for you at this time if that's something that you're drawn to do, and rosemary is not something you're allergic to. Okay, so let's bring in our last oracle card here. Meditation on 8. Again, that number 8 coming through. That's been such a strong theme in pile 1 as well as this pile. So again, you might feel drawn to watch pile 1 as well. See if it resonates. There may be some crossover. It's not been a huge amount of crossover yet, but there's definitely some with the surrender theme. Oh, 44-8. Yes, lovely. I do feel 44, maybe a number that you see as well, maybe a recurring number that shows up in various places. Meditation, yes. Meditation, communing with your spiritual guides, doing your spiritual work, yoga, whatever it is that you like to do. I don't tell people how to practice their spirituality or their religion. You may be part of an organised religion, or you may have parts of a religion that you really enjoy practicing. By all means, you do you. We are highly spiritually intelligent beings, and we instinctively know what's right for us. So do what's right for you with your spirituality on your path. Meditation is going to be a big part of it, possibly mindfulness meditation as well, but there may be a pull to meditation for psychic development as well. I'm going to put a link below in the description if I remember. I have a meditation for psychic development over on my other channel, Angel Wings Holistics, which you're welcome to use as often as you like, which can help you to do that if you'd like to know how. So, yeah, wow. And it's interesting because I'm very drawn to these feathers, because we've got this lovely person who looks like a Native American there. And then this lady has a feather there. And to me, this almost looks like feathers around the heart here. I'm very drawn to the feather headdress that was, or is worn in certain Native American traditions. I don't know a lot about them, but I know that feathers are very important. Feathers and headdress. Okay, I'm going to put that out there. That may resonate. That may be something that shows up. That may be something that's important to some people watching, but the feathers and the headdress seem very important. Okay. I feel there's a connection with spirit there as well on your spirit path. That could be something that shows up. Okay, interesting. But this is fabulous. Yeah, energy clearing. These next 12 months, this next year, whenever you're watching this, doesn't matter. It's a timeless reading. It's going to be... And I looked up at the timer on my phone and it said 1:23:23. So I want to bring in the number 23 here as well. 23:5 is the Icarus mind. It's where we fly high in the mind. It's the higher mind. It's a much higher way of thinking of things. It's our spiritual self that's doing the thinking rather than the lowly monkey mind, the lower mind that tries to tell us things which are untrue, like you're an idiot. You know, it's not the ego, it's a higher, much higher spiritual, wise mind that we all have access to within ourselves. I feel there will be a lot of inspired thinking for you over the next 12 months. Maybe you'll feel the need to write things down. There could be a book or a blog or something like that to come for some of you. There's going to be a lot of inspiration coming in. Beautiful inspiration coming in from the higher realms, a lot of light. I want to talk about ice with this one as well. I'm very drawn to this sort of blue colour on this card. I want to say ice. There's a connection to ice. You may be spending time somewhere where there is a lot of ice, maybe visiting somewhere like that, or maybe you have done recently, maybe you're drawn to do that. But it's fascinating. And look how this woman's arms, there's like 5 shots of each one. It's almost like wings. She's like, and I get the word, she's making her own wings. That's what you're doing over the next 12 months, pile 2. You are making your own wings. It's like you are stepping into a higher vibrational version of yourself that some people might refer to as angelic, or embodying a higher aspect of yourself. And that's what needs to come through. And I think that's why you need to start living your truth, shall we say, in a more authentic, more practical, everyday way, because there's a lot that needs to come in. There's a lot that you need to do. And you may not be able to do that in a very normal environment, shall we say. Not very normal, 3D normie environment around people who do have quite a low vibration. You know, maybe people who are very negative, maybe people who don't believe in any kind of spirituality, maybe people who drag you down. You won't be able to be around those and do this. So I feel like the universe is going to push you to step away from them, or for them to step away from you. Okay, big change, big change. The real sisterhood, brotherhood coming in for you. Okay, your soul tribe's waiting. They're coming to find you. Okay, but they're waiting for you to fly this flag and say, okay, I give in. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's plumb the depths. And by that, I mean spiritual depths, emotional depths. Perhaps for some people, it could be a time of learning about the self-contemplation, I want to say, but learning about the self, learning about our emotions. You may want to work through that with a counsellor or a trusted friend to talk through things, to understand your own emotions. Some of us feel things very, very deeply. We call ourselves empaths. We feel other people's emotions. Very often we're really good at that because we had to train as empaths as children to stay safe. We may have come from not ideal circumstances where we had to be aware of what everyone else was feeling so that we could feel safe and be safe, or at least try to be safe. Okay, so there could be something to work on, something to uncover there. But again, it will be a positive thing to do, even if it's hard. You know, sometimes we do have to dive into those deep waters. There's Scorpio energy coming through here as well. So for some of you, you may have Scorpio strongly in your chart, or you may work with somebody who does. You may find yourself doing some of the spiritual work with somebody who has a strong Scorpio in their chart, or Scorpio in their big 3. So their sun sign, their rising sign, or their moon sign could be Scorpio, or that could be you. I just want to bring my astro dice in, actually. Not sure why. I want to bring in my astro dice. Aquarius. Interesting. I want to bring in the energy of Aquarius here as well. Interestingly, because, I mean, Aquarius, yeah, it's the symbol of water, isn't it? Because Aquarius is the water carrier. But there's a connection to Aquarius with this work as well. So it could be the age of Aquarius. Or again, it could be somebody with Aquarius strongly in their chart. That could be you. There's Aquarian energy. So this could be a very new, original way of doing things. Again, because I do feel you're embracing that Aquarian energy. We are moving into the age of Aquarius, of course. You're embracing that energy. That's going to be the theme here moving forward. So that's very, very interesting. That is interesting. And we've got Scorpio just next to it on the side there. Okay. All right, so next I'm going to bring out some new cards that I have, which are these. This is, what's it called? Follow Your Iconic F Yeah by the wonderful Erznie Schultz. There she is. She's wonderful. Love her. Love you, Ejni, if you're watching. These are her cards, which I just got, which I bought from her. Absolutely love the messages on these. Let's see what messages we have. Okay. Where are you ignoring your F yeah and not following thoughts or acting on what it's guiding you to do? That's so cheeky. Yeah. Yeah, Partu. Where are you not acting? Where are you not following your intuition? Now, in this deck and in her work, Ejni teaches women to be iconic. She does that through style and fashion and all different ways of doing things. She's very spiritual. She's wonderful. I'm probably butchering explaining what she does because it's way more than that. But what she teaches people is, particularly when you're picking out clothing for your iconic style, is if it's not an F yeah, it stays there. Okay, don't buy it if it's not an F yeah. Okay, if you love it and it's like, yeah, this is me, woo, I know it, that's great. If it's not, leave it. Okay, so where are you ignoring that voice in you that knows what it is that you really want? Where are you not following through or acting on what your intuition, your deep intuition, your deep knowing, your deep, yes, this is what I want, is guiding you? Okay. Where in my life is convenience winning over my F yeah? Okay. And I take full ownership of all of my decisions like the self-authority I am. Oh, yeah. I love it. And I just want to bring in this one that was on the bottom of the deck, which is, your F yeah doesn't need to make logical sense to anyone else, including you. You just know. That's very much the theme for this year. You just know there's things you got to do, things you got to change, people you need to be with, practices that you need to implement, things you need to do. You just know you have to do it and it feels right. And you don't have to logically know why. You just know you have to do it. Very powerful. Love these cards. I'm refraining from swearing because we are on YouTube, so I apologise if anyone's offended by the language on here, but I think most of you guys know by now I swear liberally anyway. So, right, where are we going next? I've got to stop throwing the table around. Right, where are we going next, guys? Which cards are we going with next? Just waiting for a nudge. We're going to these, aren't we? No? You want it? Okay, interesting. They want to bring in my letter tiles. Okay, we want to bring in some letter tiles. So there could be some symbolism that somebody needs. There could be some names or words that we need to bring through. So we're just going to bring through 9, I'm being told. So we have R, U, I feel this is going somewhere, L, A, another L, another U, another A. Raoul, anyone? Who's Raoul? Another A. Okay. And a G. Okay. We got rag. We got, I want to say rule. You rule. You rule. Okay. Lag. Where are you feeling lag? Rag. Gull. All 3-letter words. So they're all really short and easy. Most of these have number 1s on them as well. G is a 2, but it's always like, this is really easy. It's all here for you. There's nothing you have to wait for. Again, these could be initials as well. They could make words or make up part of words that are going to be important this year. That's unusual. I don't normally do these at this stage, and I wasn't going to do them in this type of reading either, but my guides went, you have to get some letter tiles out. So here we are. Lug. Open your lugs. That's slang for ears for those of you who aren't English. Okay. It does feel like you're really going to rule. That's where I want to go with this top row. You're really going to rule this year. You really are. It feels like you've had lag all this time, like you've been lagging behind on your spiritual path, and it's going to feel that way. And maybe someone called Raoul out there. Okay, Gail. Lola. Oh, excuse me, Lola. My voice went then. I nearly went, Lola. Sorry, this isn't The Exorcist. I apologise. Let me just pause and clear my throat for a second. All right, sorry about that. Lulu, Lala. Okay, gorgeous. Could be singing with Lala. All right, put those away, I think. Then we're going to bring out the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. And we're going to have a look at some of the energies for this year, see what other messages we've got for you. Rah! Maybe time to go rah! Channel your inner T-Rex. Okay. So, right. Okay, let's take a look at the next 12 months. Oh, okay, we've got cards leaping out. Move, 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 do something, move. The energy is really quite dynamic around your reading party. Oh, there's another one falling out. Okay. Dreams coming true, but you got to move. You got to get on it. Okay. On it like a car bonnet. Base chakra. Yes, I was picking up that base chakra, root chakra energy with the red dress and the red in the gem, the red gem. Root chakra flagging up. Now that's interesting because we had the root chakra flag up for pile 1 as well. So clearly that may be a theme for a lot of people this year. Or you may feel drawn to watch pile 1 as well. See what we got there. You got to move. You got to make things happen because they're going to, and they're going to show up in the 3D. Again, that was the theme in pile 1. So that's lovely to see, actually, people being able to manifest the things they want. That one wants to come out. Choose your battles. Another 7. And top and bottom. Confront and balance. Got one more? You do. Heart chakra. And on the bottom, trust. Trust your intuition, trust yourself. A lot of things are not going to make sense this year. Well, over the next 12 months. I mean, it may not be the beginning of a year when you're watching this because it's timeless. Things may not make sense. A lot of stuff is not going to make a lot of sense. That's just how it goes sometimes on our spiritual path, when we're working with our guides, when we're trusting our intuition, when we're following our instincts, where we feel we need to go, where we need to be. So I do feel opposition on your path here. Choose your battles. Yes. And like the card below, it says, you know, your doesn't need to make logical sense to anyone else or even to you. This isn't about logic. This is about stepping into a much higher, more intuitive aspect of yourself and letting it lead. Let it lead. Okay. And everything will fall into place. This is beautiful. Okay. Confront. Balance. So there may be a dark night of the soul, literally, for some people here. There may be a case of looking at your life, doing an inventory, realising you haven't got everything that you always wanted and dreamed of. And actually it's time to look at that and say, yeah, this isn't how I wanted my life to be. Let me move my light so it's not shining too brightly there. So if I can do that. There we go. Dark night of the soul, I want to say, for some people, having to really do some introspection, really having to look at your life and realise that, actually, have I settled? Am I allowing myself to have less than I actually want? Do I need to make some changes? And I'm going to say, yeah, you probably do need to make some changes here, because this whole energy is begging you to move and do some things differently. And this will be different for everyone. You know, for some people, this is major life change stuff. Not for everyone, but for some people watching, this is time for a major life change over the next 12 months. Everything gets thrown out the window, I'm being told. For some of you, everything gets thrown out the window. Hopefully not literally. Hopefully it's not literally going to happen. Yeah, it may be literally time to look at a darker side of yourself. And I've just noticed something about this card that I've never seen before. Now, when I do read intuitively. I look at the pictures, different things pop out at me depending on what my guides are trying to express on the day. Now, for some reason, I thought that was a wall behind here, and it actually looks like earth and the sky, and this is just a portal in the middle of a field, and I've never noticed that. I swear to God, I've never noticed that the whole time I've had this pack, and I've been using this for about 10 years. I've been using this pack for about 10 years, and I've only just noticed that. How is that possible? How did I think this was a wall behind? But it's not a wall, it's the sky, and it's just the ground that you can walk on. Wow. So something that may have previously appeared impassable is suddenly going to be wide open. Something that previously appeared that there was a barrier there, a wall there, all of a sudden it's not a wall anymore. It's an open field. The sky's right there. Wow. Love it when that happens. Okay. Okay. Or you can go through the portal. Fascinating. Okay, well, that was new. So we've got the number 7 energy here as well. 7 in numerology. You guys know I'm a numerologist. Yes, I do talk about numbers quite a lot. I'm a number nerd. 7 is the number of the mystic. This is a very mystical energy coming through, so a lot of spiritual practice coming through, and some people in your life may be opposed to that. Some people may not agree with it. It may mean stepping away from previous beliefs, or even a religious practice perhaps that you had. For some people, you know, I'm not telling you that's what you have to do. Everyone walks their own path. But for some people, it will be going against the grain, going against what their family does, how they do things. I feel there's a very old historic tradition for some people that you may need, well, you may find yourself wanting to walk away from, and choosing to do that, choosing to walk away from old habits, old family habits, I want to say, family, community, maybe the country you live in, maybe things have always been done a certain way, and you just feel like that's just not right for you anymore, and you have to step away from it because you can't do anything else. Okay, it may be that you're moving to be with somebody as well. It may be that there's moving location, changing location to marry somebody, maybe that your family are opposed to, because I'm very drawn to the ribbon tying these two hands together very loosely and gently, but I'm very tied. I'm very tied. Interesting. I'm very drawn to the word hand fasting here, which is a wedding ceremony, essentially. I do feel there could be a wedding or a hand fasting for somebody, but there could be a lot of opposition to that relationship. Okay, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because you know what you have to do. You know what you have to follow. You may have to leave somebody behind that you were previously in a relationship or a marriage with that just isn't right anymore. And it could be tough. There could be a lot of battles for you to fight. All right, and this may be what brings up the dark night of the soul, or the challenges, the difficult challenges, the difficult self-reflection that needs to happen here when you realise this isn't my dream. That wasn't what I wanted. I settled. We've all done it. Okay. And the heart sat here, just being the overarching enemy. Enemy? Interesting. Energy is what I was trying to say there, but my guides put the word enemy in my mouth. Okay. The heart being the overarching enemy. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we may find ourselves in a battle of head and heart. We may find unruly emotions taking us astray. So again, it's that work of self-reflection, looking at the self, understanding the self, healing the emotions, so it doesn't feel like our heart is taking us astray. All right, our heart will never lead us astray if we're listening to it correctly. But unruly emotions that come perhaps from trauma, from difficult things that have happened to us in the past, they can definitely lead us astray, because they're subconscious patterns in the brain. They're nothing to do with the heart at all. Okay. All right. And I feel like over the next 12 months and beyond, there is this opportunity to bring the self into balance, to balance the masculine and feminine energies within the self, and also potentially to get into a relationship that's more balanced for some people, or to bring more balance into your current relationship. Okay, now this can be platonic or romantic relationships, family relationships, but there's a real necessity, I want to say, to bring in the balance of the masculine and feminine energies. Okay, so the people that are not going to come into balance with you, I feel they may step back all by themselves, or you may know to step back from them. You may sense that, you may instinctively do it, but the people who stay are going to have to come into balance with you. So there is going to be that work to do as well, and it won't necessarily be difficult work, but it will require changes in relationships, and I think that's going to be a theme. Positive change in relationships, maybe learning how to argue, maybe learning a technique called win-win arguing, where nobody loses, and we learn to discuss things in a more civil way without hurting each other. Maybe new ways to approach relationships, maybe new ways to communicate with our partner, and it doesn't matter if they're male or female, if they identify with the masculine or feminine energies, doesn't matter. But it's very concrete because it's here with the root chakra. It's very earthy. And it can also go more into our physical relationships as well. By that, I'm talking about sexual relationships, of course, for some people. Physical relationships. Some changes there. Maybe you're not getting all of the physical touch that you need on a daily basis. Some people are really huggy people, and they need constant hugs and kisses and touch, and then other people just aren't, or maybe they don't care enough about the person. Again, if you've settled, you're in a, I don't want to say a loveless relationship, but some people literally are, or maybe just one that isn't fulfilling because maybe you're just not that well matched. Okay, you're not getting the physical touch that you need to be okay, to be happy. Some of us really need that. I'm one of those people. That's why I have a cat. He likes it too, which is great. But I am one of those people. I need physical touch. I need lots of it, despite being an air sign. Despite being a Libra sun, Aquarius rising, I need lots and lots and lots of touch. I need lots of hugs. Okay. But not from just anyone. So don't come up to me in the street and just expect a hug. That may not happen. Okay. Oops. All right. I actually want to bring in some more cards. Couple. Those two? Okay, just the two off the top. Manifest. Darkest fears. Don't manifest your darkest fears. Don't do that. Manifest your dreams. The things that you want. Okay. Yes. Yes. This is the year very much to change, implement some major life changes for some people, to dream some major life changes. And there is going to be a lot of fear. Wow. Big change is very frightening, and that's understandable. Again, so it may be time to talk to somebody, to work with a counsellor, work with a spiritual counsellor, life coach. Just talk to somebody you trust, somebody on the same wavelength as you is going to be very, very important. Don't let the fear hold you back. Don't let the difficult thoughts hold you back. A mindfulness practice could be helpful, for example, to help deal with difficult thoughts. The mind is definitely not our friend if we believe everything that it tells us, because a lot of the time it'll tell us horrible things, which are not true. So, very powerful manifesting year. So I do feel like dark thoughts are going to come up, especially when we're doing manifesting work. We think, right, I've got to stay positive. I've got to stay in this positive energy. I can't have any bad thoughts. I can't have any negative thoughts. Oh no, I had a negative thought. And we think we sabotaged everything. And that's not how it works, thankfully. That's not how it works. It's not quite that straightforward. Thank goodness it doesn't happen that fast. Yeah, but you are going to be manifesting over the next 12 months. Manifesting, I want to say, for the next 10 years and beyond. Next 11 years for some people. This is big. This is major life change. I think the changes are coming in faster for you than they were for Pile 1. I think you're going to actually see the results over the next 12 years, whereas Pile 1, I was like, no, I feel like you're setting it up at the moment. But for you, I think you're going to see results a lot quicker. You're actually making the changes yourself, making some of the big life changes already. And yes, that does throw up a lot of fear, because change is scary and the mind is going to fight you. The mind's going to say, oh no, you don't want to do that. Why not? I don't know, it's different. It might not be safe. Might be a bear down there. Might want to eat you. The mind at the end of the day is trying to keep you safe when it does that, but it's unhelpful. In the real world, it's unhelpful that it does that. So I can't remember if I already mentioned my book, which is Dream Bigger, How the Law of Attraction Really Works. If I did already, I apologise. I can't remember my own name when I'm doing these readings because I'm so immersed in the spirit energy and they're dictating to me. That is linked below if you are interested in checking that out. That is all about manifesting and the law of attraction. So, moving on. We're moving on. Where are we going? We're going to those. Okay. These ones? Yes, we're going to the romance cards. Excellent. Let's take a look at love and romance for the next 12 months. See what we've got coming up for my lovely, wonderful pile 2s. This one desperately wants to come out. Psychic connection. Yes, relationship with a strong psychic connection. You may not have a very deep connection with the person you're with, or you may have had relationships with people and it just wasn't there. It doesn't have to be a deep psychic connection, but like the connection just wasn't quite there. Wasn't quite there. And you may have met someone that you do have that connection with. It can really throw you when that happens. If you've been with someone for a long time and you kind of, made your peace with the fact that that's the person you're going to be with, and then someone comes along and blows everything out the water, and you're like, oh wow, I have this amazing connection with this person. I've never felt this before, or I have, but I thought I'd never find it in someone. And it just changes everything. Emotional neglect. Oh, I do feel some people watching this pile have been emotionally neglected, or maybe you haven't been in a relationship for a while, or you've been with someone who's been emotionally neglectful of you. Like I said, some people need lots of physical touch. Some people need lots of validation. We all have different love languages. And I feel that perhaps yours has been neglected. Maybe you haven't been getting what you needed from relationships in general. Okay, so that could be something to work on. Or it could be a sign that maybe that's not quite the right person for you. But obviously that's individual to everyone. That's for you to decide, for you to think on. Cupid, Eros, romance. Ooh, watch out, eyes wide open. Passion and flames. Got celebration and anniversary there as well. Interesting, and not into it. Yeah. For some people, there's on the bottom, marriage and divorce. Interesting. Yeah, for some people, this is about endings of relationships, but it feels like it's been a long time coming, or it's been needed for a while. So relationships that just don't work anymore could be coming to an end, or you could be coming to the conclusion that they need to come to an end, even if you're not acting on it. But our energy on the first card was move that energy, get going, get doing things. So there's encouragement here to act on what needs to be acted on. I want to say, I don't want to say act on impulse, because that's definitely not what I want to say. I don't want any rash actions happening here. These are the ones that we know to the depths of our being. Perhaps we've been avoiding looking at for a long time, but we know what we have to do. Okay. When I got divorced, I knew I had to do that for a long time before it happened. I knew I needed to separate from that person a long time before I did. Okay, it was hard. It was a hard decision to come to, but I knew a long time in advance I needed to do it. Okay. Celebration, anniversary. So there could actually be some sort of anniversary coming up here for some of you, which is important, and that may not be the person that you're not supposed to be with, but it may also highlight something to you. You know, that could be somebody else's anniversary, and it could really highlight to you that you're not getting what you need from your romantic connections, whatever they may be. And it does feel like there's some new people coming in here for some of you. There's new romantic partners coming in. Cupid's arrow over here. We've got romance, we've got passion and flames, and we've got not into it. I do feel like there's going to be, I want to say 3 people around you. I feel like you're going to have options. People are going to be very interested in you, particularly if you've stepped away from or about to step away from a connection that isn't right anymore. I feel there are people coming in, but you do need to be very cautious who you choose. Don't just, allow yourself to be swept away with the first person if they seem really, really wonderful and things are going really fast. Make sure it's the right person. Make sure you have that deeper connection. Okay, this isn't about jumping from the frying pan into the fire. All right, it's about finding that true connection with somebody if you don't already have it, or deepening it if you do, working on that. So this is for some people, obviously, new romance coming in. I want to say 3 people potentially. You can have options, which is exciting. Okay, but if you're not into it, you're not into it. All right, don't second guess yourself. Don't think, oh, well, I should be into this person because on paper they look amazing. No, you've done that before. Let's not go there again. Let's not do that again. Let's lead from the heart. Okay, we want to be really happy, really fulfilled. And with the heart and the root chakra here, this is like love and romance, but also the physical relationship as well. This is a very passionate year for some people. We have got the Passion and Flames card down here. This is a very passionate year for some people. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the bedroom. Okay, but it comes with a powerful psychic spiritual connection. So I feel for some people this is literally finding like a soulmate, a powerful soulmate, twin flame for some people, if that's words that you like to use, counterparts, it doesn't matter what you call them. I have my own opinions on the twin flame theory. I think we very much misunderstand it as human beings, but that's because we're at a lower vibration. Of course we can't understand it. We're not at a vibration where we could possibly understand it, so that's okay. Right. I feel particularly for some people in their 50s, there's some things going on romantically. I want to say some of my older peeps watching, there's stuff going on for you. There's a new person coming in. I want to say there's a new person coming in, a new powerful person. And there could be other people kind of fluttering around as well that aren't quite right. But you'll know who the real one is. You will know who the real one is. There's such a deep connection coming in for some of you guys. Such a deep connection with this amazing spiritual connection as well that might be a little bit scary at first. Okay, so you may be afraid that you're not good enough for this person, that you're not evolved enough for this person. You might think, oh wow, they're way more spiritual than me. I'm never gonna be able to live up to the standard. They're never gonna be into me. And going to want me, but you may find that they do. Beautiful. Okay, let's bring in the spirit messages. Okay, what messages do we have for my pile 2s for the next 12 months? Do you guys, any of you guys want to jump out? Not particularly. Okay, let's go off the top. We have passion requires follow through. I like it. I'm going to put this here. Passion requires follow through. Yes. Yes, it does. Okay. It's not just about the passion, not just about the sex, guys. It requires follow through. If you want your relationship to work, it requires effort. I do feel there is a powerful soulmate connection coming in for a lot of my peeps. A lot of my people watching. You're my peeps. I love you guys. But remember, it's not just passion. Passion alone isn't going to be enough. Okay. You need to put the work in, put the effort in as well. And that may mean working on yourself. That may mean learning isn't a word, Helen. Learning some new techniques, like I said, learning some new things about relationships, how to be different in relationships. You might have gone into some bad habits if you were in some unfulfilling relationships. Okay? Might be something to relearn some stuff. You are loved. Oh, learn to rest, not to quit. This is not the moment to give up. Kundalini rising. Oh yeah, I like how that's next to the root chakra. Da, da, da. No mud, no lotus. No kiss, no couch. That's a reference from Kath and Kim. If you haven't seen that show, please watch it. It's hilarious. You cannot raise others up by lowering yourself down. Damn right you can't. Okay, frequency first. Right. Oh, so on a practical level, yes, there's romance coming in for those of you who don't have it. There's passion coming in relationships that you do have. But it may require you to look at things differently, to improve yourself, to grow. Okay. Learn to rest, not to quit. Make sure you are getting adequate rest, because this is going to be a lot to do. All right. Over the next 12 months, it's exhausting. There's a lot to do. It's very tiring. It's number 8 energy. Number 8 can be very tiring energy because it requires us to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, and we can get very, very tired at number 8 when we're in number 8 energy. But remember how loved you are. If you're single, remember how loved you are. Your love is coming in one way or another. Your spirit guides love you. The divine loves you. It's nothing but love out there. It's nothing but love in here as well. If you go deep into yourself, into meditation, there's nothing but love. It's all that's real. Okay. No mud, no lotus. Yeah, you're a work in progress. You're absolutely a work in progress. And this symbolism actually came up in pile 1 because I mentioned it. I didn't actually have the card no lotus, no mud, no lotus show up, but I talked about how the lotus has to go through the mud to flower. It has to come through this disgusting, filthy, smelly mud to flower, to be the beautiful lotus. Okay, you cannot be the lotus without the mud. Every master was once a disaster. If you feel like a disaster, good, you're on the way to being a master. It's great, isn't it? Very counterintuitive. We live in a world that's trying to tell us all the time, oh no, you made a mistake, you'll never amount to anything. Bollocks. That's not how this works. Mistakes are how we learn. Mistakes are how we learn some of our most important lessons. Where would we be without our mistakes? Okay. Kundalini rising. So again, there's a big spiritual awakening. It's a leveling up spiritually for you guys, and this one just wants to turn around. It doesn't want to stay still, so it feels like the energy is very, very active. The energy is moving, and that was our first card, move, which in a traditional tarot deck I think would be the Chariot. So it is a very moving energy. It's a little bit unstable because it needs to move. You can't keep it at a standstill. This energy has to move. It's very dynamic spiritual energy around you, which is going to make you potentially want to do lots of things. And some of them aren't going to make a lot of sense to people, but like we established, that doesn't matter. Even if it doesn't make sense to you, when you have an awakening, when you have a Kundalini rising, when you have this kind of spiritual experience, you will do all kinds of crazy things that may not make sense to anybody, including you. And that's okay. That's absolutely okay. I've been there. Frequency first. Again, keep your vibration high. Wasn't that our card here? Is that about vibration? No, I'm thinking about the previous. I'm thinking about pile 1. Again, I'm getting a connection to pile 1. If that resonates, go watch. Frequency first. Yes. Your energy, your frequency, that's what's going to help you to manifest the things that you want. But to be honest, they're going to come in so fast. This year, it's going to seem effortless to a lot of people around you. It really will. But remember that your success is okay. If you're doing well for yourself, if you're achieving the things that you want over the next 12 months and beyond, if you're making improvements in your life, don't think that you have to stop because other people are jealous. All right? Don't think, oh, well, I better not do that because other people might feel bad because they're not getting to do that, and I'm getting to have all of these things and do all of these wonderful things, and I'm getting all of these accolades and recommendations from people, and maybe I'm making people around me feel bad, so maybe I should step back from that. No, no, no. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You cannot raise others up by lowering yourself down. Don't be less so that other people don't feel good. Be more. You will raise their frequency, raise their energy just by being around them. And if they're dragging you down, then you may have to step away. But do not ever stop what you're doing, lower yourself down, just thinking, oh, I don't want anyone else to be upset. I don't want to upset someone else, make them feel less than because they're not doing as well as me. No, they can be inspired by your example and follow suit, or they can shut up. Okay, they have a choice. They can either do something, raise their own frequency, raise their own vibration, do something with their life, speak up, stand up, heal themselves, work on themselves internally, or they can sit and complain about it. And if they sit and complain, they're obviously not doing anything. Okay, or if they are doing something, maybe they're doing the wrong thing. Maybe they have something to learn. All right. Do not hide your light for fear of upsetting somebody else, ever. Now let's take a look at money and finances for the next 12 months. What have we got here? We have, whoops, love and money, love of money. I love that card. All that glitters. Golden opportunity, love, money, health and joy. Got love coming up as a strong theme with money here. Paycheck to paycheck, and wisdom and wealth, and self-employment and business. Interesting. Some of you are going to be starting or expanding on your own work here, your own business. That's exciting. You may actually be gaining wealth from your own wisdom, from the things that you know. You may be able to actually start up as a contractor or some sort of consultant, giving advice to people, I feel. Maybe to do with health as well. I want to say wisdom and wealth, but I want to go to the word health too. So there could be a draw to do some sort of health practice, wellness practice. And by that I mean to practice it for other people so that they pay you money to do things. Yeah, I do feel like if you're struggling financially, you won't be for long. I really don't think you will be for long. There are huge opportunities coming in for you, big golden opportunities coming in. It's an important year and it will come in fast. And I feel there's a connection to love and relationships there with money as well. I feel like once you start valuing yourself in relationships, the money's going to flow in faster. Even if you're already earning quite a bit of money, I feel like it's going to unblock something that was blocked for you. You know, you might already be a high earner and be thinking, well, I'm already earning lots of money. What do you mean I can earn more? We can always earn more. There's infinite amounts in the world. And as I said that, the timer on my phone said 020202. 02. 0 being the number of infinite potential. Infinite potential. And 2, I love number 2. It's a very emotional number. It's the number of polarity. Okay. So, yeah, this is true, but that's also true. You thought you were earning a lot of money? Yeah, but you could be earning a lot more. How does that sound? Okay. All that glitters. Now, very often with this number, oh, it's the year. Thank you. Thank you. It's a very glittery gold year. Because all that glitters, that can be quite a negative message, but I don't think it is here. I think it's the opposite of that here. I think everything's going to be glittering. Everything's going to be gold this year for you. Energetically, everything is golden. As long as you're following your intuition, following your path, staying with your soul family, I think everything's golden. It looks fantastic. So many good opportunities coming in. And I'm recording this in 2024, and this is a 24 card. So we've got the 24/6 energy coming in here. I talked about that in part 1. Didn't feel drawn to talk about it so much here. But yes, 24 is the master builder number, 24/6. It allows us to build, create things in the real world. that we are then happy with. It's a very powerful, strong number. It's a strong number for manifesting and then creating in the physical reality, having the things that we want, building the things that we want, coming from our intuition, bringing them into physical form, and then having our heart's desire. That's how I view 24/6. Yeah, love, money, health, and joy. It's all there for you. You can have all of these things. You absolutely can have all of these things if you want them, and why wouldn't you? As long as you're not making yourself small to stop other people feeling bad. Okay, not listening to the naysayers when you have an inspiration that's hit and you're like, I have to do this thing. May not make sense to you, but I have to do it. Okay, so let's take some final cards, some final guidance cards. Just sum up the next 12 months for you, my lovely pile of twos. Okay. Peace. Poised. That's the second 48. I'm just clocking some of the numbers coming out because sometimes they jump out at me, being numerology. 48 is completion of karmic contract. I feel for some of you there's big relationships coming to an end because you've finished the contract, it's done. 47, go the distance. Yes, there are new things coming in. For others of you, of course, there are relationships that will go the distance, you know, that are strong, that are what you actually want. But that's beautiful. That's a very different energy for those of you in those situations. And 23 is peace. So regardless, I think, what happens in your life, you're going to have that peace. There's a beautiful, peaceful feeling here. I felt this card was going to come out because I saw it earlier when I was shuffling. 23 is the higher mind. Of course, the Icarus mind that I was talking about. There's this connection to the divine that brings you peace. It could be a spiritual practice. It could be just your connection with the divine anyway. You may be somebody that prays, that feels that beautiful peace, that goes to spiritual retreats, that goes to places of worship that you find peaceful. Or it could be a new relationship coming in that brings you peace. It's beautiful. But that's your outcome here, peace. Poised. You are ready. You're ready to take that next step. You're ready. You're beautifully poised, beautifully balanced, ready to jump, ready to do whatever the next move is. Because you can't stay like that. You get very stiff and uncomfortable. If you stayed like that, you've got to take the next move, make the next move, take the next step. It's exciting. I'm excited for you that this is karmic contracts that are completing for you. It's time for a new, fresh start. That's why I say for some of you, this is major life change stuff. Major life change over the next 12 months. And I feel like spirit are going to be there with you. You know, your spirit guides, your helpers, your ancestors, the divine, angels. They're all there with you. They're all there guiding the way. They're all showing you the way. They will be with you no matter what. They're going to go the distance with you. You are so supported on this journey. You're going to feel so supported by heaven with 4711 too. Got the number of wisdom coming in there. We've got the high priestess energy coming in. This is beautiful. It feels very fair. If you follow the nudges from your higher self, it's going to feel very, very, very fair. The outcome, very good, very positive. Beautiful. I think that's all I have for you, pile 2. My voice managed to hang on in there. The cup of tea is now gone. You should probably notice. Thank you so much for being here with me. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps me. Like this video, leave a comment. Tell me which pile you chose. Tell me if any of it resonated. I hope it did resonate for some of you. I will see you in the next reading. Sending you lots of love. Bye-bye. Hello pile 3 and welcome to your reading for the next 12 months. This is a timeless reading and I'm filming this on the 20th of January 2024, but it doesn't matter when you find this reading. So you picked Le Tarot des Animaux and this gorgeous, gorgeous black moonstone. Look at that, isn't it fabulous? I'd never actually seen this before, black moonstone, never seen it before. Absolutely fell in love with it in the crystal shop and I knew I had to have it. So here it is. We're going to pop this over there, out of our way. Okay, So let's get some big themes for the next 12 months for you. See what themes are coming out. Oh, got two there. Balance. Acceptance. That's second outing for acceptance. Education, and I feel like I want a fourth. Courage. Oh, sorry. Bashed my camera. Let me just move that. There we go. I actually bashed it at the end of pile 2. I turned my chair and my chair caught on the cable that for my light here, and it just went completely skew with. I haven't quite tidied it up yet. There we go. That's better. There we go. And as I told pile 1 and pile 2, please excuse my voice. I'm trying to keep my voice. I'm getting over this ridiculous 4-5 week cold, whatever it was. I had laryngitis over Christmas. I lost my voice for a bit. My voice is still a little bit ropey, but I'm on the mend, so I apologise if I'm croaky at any point. Right, balance, acceptance, education and courage. Wow, balance is obviously a big theme for you guys, my pile 3s. Acceptance, wow, what do you need to learn to live with? What do you need to accept and try to be okay with? Education, is there some study coming in, or are you going to be helping to educate others? And courage, what are you going to dive into? Very, very exciting themes, ow, for you here. Try not to hit your hand this year like I just did. We're going to put these up here. So we've got our overarching themes for the next 12 months whenever you find this. Okay, and we're going to have a look at our oracle cards to start with. I'm going to pop Le Tarot des Animaux, Animal Tarot. Yes, I speak French. Going to pop that to one side for a second, and we're going to take a look at these. Okay, we're going to start with some other animals from the Spirit Animal Oracle. We have, oh, I need to put these away. I left these out from pile 2. We had some random letters that wanted to come out to play for some reason. I wasn't actually planning to take letters out, but that happened. So there we go. 62, Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race. 34, Hummingbird Spirit, be here now. And 35, Koala Spirit, Spirit has a plan. It really does seem like it does. Really does seem like it does. Okay. What's interesting here is we have a very slow animal here and a very fast animal here and another very slow animal here. Koalas do not move quickly. If you've ever seen them, they're not the fastest. They're quite slow, quite lazy, always sitting around looking half dazed in a eucalyptus coma. They're interesting animals and they smell terrible up close. Right, Turtle Spirit. Wow, a lot of wisdom comes through with the turtle. Very ancient being, carries a lot of wisdom, swims in the sea, obviously, so it's very connected to emotions. And I feel there's emotional intelligence coming through here. That feels like an important theme. With the hummingbird is telling us to stay in the now, not to drift off into the future or get stuck in the past. So mindfulness could be something to consider, a mindfulness practice, or to up your mindfulness practice this year, which is interesting because the mindfulness theme has come in on every single reading so far. So we're three for 3 now with mindfulness. And the koala spirit has a plan. Now, what's really interesting here is we've got consecutive numbers, 34 and 35. And numerologically, that is significant. So I want to say that there is some movement here. I think the more you stay in the now, the more Spirit can make things happen for you over the next 12 months. So I feel like there's not a lot you actually have to do. It feels like it's being done for you on some level. Because they're saying slow and steady wins the race. So there's no rush here. It's not like you have lots of things to do, like pile 2 had a lot of things to do. It's more stay in the now, stay in your calm place. We know what we're doing, we've got this. So it feels like a very, very different energy. It feels very much like there's not an awful lot that you have to do other than learn to stay in the now, learn to stay in that, I guess in that positive place. Positive isn't the word though. Spiritual practice, I think, is going to be your biggest, I get the word marker, which is weird because that's not the word I was going to use. That's your task. I think, for the next 12 months. I really think like I could stop the reading now and go, right, spirituality, that's your task, off you go, bye. We're not going to stop it there, obviously. We got more stuff to say. But that is very much your job, I want to say, over the next 12 months, is to be in your spiritual practice, to stay in that gorgeous high vibrational energy, or to get into it, to learn to get into it, to teach other people to get into it, to spend time in spiritual practice. It may be time to go on a retreat. It may be time to learn meditation, learn mindfulness meditation, learn a new modality, learn a new holistic modality, to learn Reiki, to learn angelic healing, to learn about crystals, to learn about tarots, oracle cards. Whatever it is, it feels like that is your most important task for the next 12 months. And if you can dedicate yourself to that, it feels like the universe is really going to help sort out the rest of the things for you. Doesn't mean you won't have to do anything. Of course, action is always required, but I don't feel you have to hurry to do anything. It feels like, kind of feels like everything's going to sort itself out. And I hesitate to say that because it's not something I normally say. But on some level, it really is. So let's bring out some more cards. We have the Water Spirit, Manifesting Dreams. Lovely. So again, there's that water energy that comes out with this gorgeous otter here. We had the Wood Nymph, Beauty. Oh, that's lovely. Inner Earth, Base Chakra, Strength and Security, laying foundations. It really feels like Spirit's laying foundations for you. It's a spiritual foundation that is to be laid this year, this next 12-month period, whether it's the beginning of a year or not, doesn't matter. Akashic Stargate. Wow. Aligned with purpose. Yes, that's what I said. Aligning yourself with your purpose. That is the point. Sorry, went a bit croaky then. I keep having to pause the video and clear my voice. It's really annoying. Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose. Crossroads, no wrong path. Yes, there is no wrong path right now. Spirit has a plan. They know what they're doing. Stay on your path. Stay on your spiritual path, because there's no wrong way to do this. That's a very liberating message, to be honest. That leaves you a lot of free reign. That leaves you with a lot of freedom. To follow what it is that you're drawn to. I don't feel like there are any hard and fast rules for you over the next 12 months. This is play, explore, discover, uncover, go within. Wow. Spiritual searching, spiritual seeking, soul searching. This is a very, very interesting energy. Very interesting. But it's important. This is necessary. This is a necessary part of your lifetime. Interesting that we've got base chakra here as well, because that's a chakra that showed up for all of the readings so far. So again, we've got another theme there with the base or the root chakra, which is the one that sits on your bottom, which is red. It's the lowest of the major chakras. And it is very much about the here and now, the concrete, the physical body, having our basic needs met, sexual needs, reproduction to a point. Very, very interesting, very earthy energy coming through here. So you could be an earth sign. You could have earth in your big three, your sun, your rising sign, or your moon. Or there may be connections to people who are very grounded. Or you might be a very grounded person, but there's a real connection to earth, to ground here. You may even be drawn to go underground for something, for some sort of spiritual retreat, some sort of spiritual journey. I want to say we're going, it's like that song, was it Jamiroquai, we're going deeper underground? That's kind of where I feel this one's going for you, which is fascinating. Because it's simultaneously underground, but also stargates to other dimensions, to other lifetimes. It's an interesting message. Let's just sit with that for a second. So simultaneously we're here inside Earth, but we're also elsewhere. So many other places. Wow. And that could be you meditating as well. And then we have 39 variants. I love this card. This is all about vibration. All about vibration. And the energy that you put out into the world and into the universe, because I think that's very important. I feel like a big part of your path pile too is actually the energy that you put out into the world. I think whether you're aware of it or not, and you may be very aware of this already, I feel like you are a very important energy worker in this realm at the moment. And I speak as somebody who is an energy worker who's been called upon to do a lot of things by my guides that nobody knows anything about, that I can't take any credit for. You know, it's just stuff that you have to do. You know you have to do it at the time, and you go and do it. And you quietly just get on with it, and realign whatever needs realigning. Anchor whatever needs to be anchored. Clear whatever needs to be cleared. You do the heavy lifting, you do the energy work very quietly, you just get on with it, just like an earthworm turns the earth. That's what we do. We do our job. We're part of nature's cleanup crew. And I say that about like beetles, things that like eat dead things. I say, oh look, that's nature's cleanup crew. And energetically, I feel that's what you are, Pile 3. You're part of nature's cleanup crew. Energetically speaking, you're there to balance, harmonise the energies. Okay, I'm not comparing you to a beetle, don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound disrespectful in the slightest, but you have a very, very important mission on Earth, a very important energetic mission on Earth, and your job is to hold that vibration for others, to hold that vibration for the planet, for other planets, for other star systems, for other beings, for other dimensions, which may be why sometimes it seems like your life isn't very dynamic, like not very much is happening, and you think, well, why aren't I doing X, Y, Z when that other person is? Well, you're actually doing a lot. It just doesn't look like it from the outside. And that's a very, very important job that you do, and that you will be called to do over the next 12 months if you haven't done it before. And I feel like a part of this, as a result, I think some things are going to manifest for you almost kind of coincidentally, because you'll be doing for this energy work for other people, maybe giving healing to other people, helping other people, clearing spaces energetically, you know, giving love or healing to the oceans, to the forest, to animals, whatever it is that you do. I feel like it's going to come full circle and come back to you in wonderful ways. I feel like you're going to get things you weren't expecting to get, be gifted things you weren't expected to be gifted. So the universe, like I said, Spirit has a plan. The universe is going to be very much looking after you. And people will be like, well, you didn't do anything. How come you got this? Well, it'll all make sense to you because you'll know what's actually going on behind the scenes. You'll know exactly how much effort you're putting in behind the scenes. So Wood Nymph Beauty. Lovely. This does speak to me of self-care. It speaks of self-care, diving into deep water. So that could be emotion. So it could be a time of emotional healing for you, working with a counsellor, working through some difficult emotions that have caused you pain in the past. But there's a very ceremonial feel here with what they're wearing. It's almost like a baptism here, almost like maybe a wedding or before a wedding, like a purification ritual. And that's why I want to go with this. I feel like there may be a call for you over the next 12 months to purify your body, to do some sort of detox, to clean up your diet, clean up your lifestyle, make sure you're getting enough sleep. You know, it's basic stuff, but it's so important. You know, and we think, oh, it's fine, I don't need to do that. But actually, we really do. We really do. Even if we don't notice the effects immediately, our body will really, really appreciate it, especially as we get older. Yeah, I feel like the next 12 months, I kind of want you to turn inwards and put all your attention on yourself. On yourself and what you're called to do. It feels like a time of balancing for you, and we've got the balance here. And as I said that, the timer on my clock went to 2:22:02. So there's a lot of 2 energy, which is all about balance, which is all about polarities, extremes, and finding the balance in the middle. So I do feel that's something for you to do. But 2 is also the High Priestess in the tarot. So there's a very intuitive, mystical, wise energy that comes through on that number as well when it's in balance. Excuse me. When it's out of balance, however, it's an absolute nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare of a number when it's out of balance. It's horrendous. It is drama, basically. Absolute drama. Inner Earth Akashic Stargate, yes. Very mystical year for you the next 12 months. Very, very mystical time. But I feel like you are bringing balance to the collective. And you're also bringing balance to yourself. And I think the 2 have to happen concurrently. They have to happen together, bringing balance to the collective and to yourself. And this angel here is diving. So this angel could be diving into this water that this nymph is standing in. And it does take courage to dive into our deep, dark emotions that we may be very scared of. Deep, dark memories we might not want to touch. We don't want to go there, but there is a need to go there. And the outline here of the moon, where there's like a shadow in front of it, for a second I saw it out the corner of my eye, looked almost like a phoenix. So I feel there's a phoenix energy coming through here as well. There's almost like a recreating of the self, like the phoenix going up in flames, the old person disappearing and the new person appearing. That's kind of what I have for you here. It's such a transformational time, but it's almost like you don't have to do anything or do very much for that to actually happen. All you have to do is take care of yourself, do the self-care, do the energy work that you need to do, that you're drawn to do, and it all kind of happens by itself. Very, very beautiful energy. Very powerful energy as well. This is interesting. So we're going to bring in some guidance from the Follow Your Iconic F Yeah cards, which I really love. Okay, so you may notice the lighting is now different. We had a minor technical issue. My phone ran out of battery, and that was yesterday, and it was too late to charge it up and continue, so apologise, it's the next day. But we're going to look at these cards now. We're going to look at these amazing iconic cards by the lovely Eugenie Schultz. So carrying on as if nothing happened, although it's literally like almost 24 hours later, there could be a message in there as well. So there could be that you're literally reaching the end of your resources, because I think we talked about number 8, was it in this pile? I can't remember if it was this pile or others, but this number 8 energy that's showed up for a few piles today can be exhausting, and it could be that you're running on empty at the moment. So that could be a message for somebody there. Time to set some firm ass boundaries with yourself. So yes, there could definitely be some tiredness here that needs to be looked at. This one wants to come out as well. Take the logic out of the equation and follow what you know to be the truth. Now that is interesting. That's what we were saying with Spirit has a plan. You will know what it is that you have to do, even if it doesn't make sense to other people. And what would iconic you do? So you're really being asked to step into your power, really step into a higher level of yourself, I think here is the message. The things that you know you need to do, that you just instinctively know are right for you, regardless of what anybody else thinks. And Eugenie teaches people to step into their iconic self. She teaches about fashion and style and things like that as well with it, which is really amazing, very empowering work that she does. And I just love these cards. she doesn't pay me to do this or anything. She's just a friend. Yeah, wow. It's really challenging you to step up and be the full you here, to be unicorn, your unicorn self, to stand out, to be different, that it's okay to be different, that you don't have to follow the crowd. That seems to be a very, very important message coming through here for you, pile 3. Okay, so let's take a look next. We've got my romance oracle here. Let's have a look at love and relationships for the next 12 months. See what we've got going on there then. Alrighty. So I have no idea how long that first section was, because I haven't been able to find the timings without uploading this to my computer and going all through it, and that's the whole thing. So I don't know how long your reading is going to be compared to everyone else's. No idea, so I apologise in advance if it's different. Work together for each other. Oh, that's a lovely message. That's very much a message of working together in relationships. Synergy in relationships is the word I get. Very synergistic relationships for you, I think, over the next 12 months, or bringing that synergy into your relationships. I want to say platonic as well as romantic here. It's important. There's some karma being worked out here, because we've got number 48, which is completion of karmic contract. So it feels as though things can come into balance a little bit better in your relationships. I think there's going to be improvements seen, or new people coming in who are much more suited to you. So we have celebration, anniversary, possibly, maybe, be practical, new home and hearth. And do you want any more? No, my guides don't want me to take any more. Okay, that's cool. All right. Okay, this is very balanced energy. The way I've laid them out is very balanced. Now, I lay the cards out intuitively. I put them where I'm told to put them. And you might notice these little cards tend to come out in very different patterns on each reading. If you go back and look at the other ones, you see it. This is very balanced. This is very nice. The 4 corners showing up. It's very grounded, I want to say, because this horizontal line is quite long. I like this. It's very, very balanced, very grounded, very stable energy around relationships. Be practical, yes, okay. Possibly, maybe. So yes, you may be able to actually get what you want over the next 12 months, but there is there is a reminder here that your partner is human. Okay, whether they're male or female or whatever, they are human. I do think we need to understand that not everybody understands this. Not everybody understands this amazing spiritual aspect of us. Some of us who are very into that kind of thing, I don't want to use the word spiritual because that's not quite right, but some of us who are really into, you know, who work with those energies, who are very intuitive, very in tune with this sort of energy, our partner might not understand us, or it might be you that has the partner who's really into that and you just kind of don't always understand where they're coming from. So we do have to be practical and understand that not everybody is going to want to do the same activities as us. Not everybody in our life, in our family, is going to understand the things that we do or the decisions that we make, and that's okay. So it's a very grounded energy, and there is a suggestion here to be very practical about your relationships moving forwards. New home and hearth, that's interesting. So you could be moving in with somebody this year. There's a very strong Juno energy here. Juno is the goddess who's married to Jupiter. So she's home and hearth. She is family. She is, you know, that stable family home. So there's some real stability coming in, new homes coming in for some people alongside relationships, but this little indecision just under the surface here, possibly, maybe. Okay, for some people your heart may be thinking about whether you're with the right person. Okay, and the reminder is, be a little bit practical in your relationships. Okay, don't assume that just because the person you're with doesn't agree with you on everything that it's necessarily the end. I do want to bring in a little bit of perspective here, I feel, for some people's relationships. Obviously this is a group reading, so that won't be for everybody, but for some people definitely some perspective is needed, some perspective is required, or there may be some tweaks, some changes that are needed, so that you can feel more grounded, I think, over the next 12 months. But certainly there is this energy of working together, regardless of how you do that. You know, you may be with somebody who's very, very different to you, but you can collaborate really well together. You know, you actually work really well as a couple, although you're very, very different people. You don't have to be the same person. Okay. That can be a strength to be different from your partner. That can be an asset. So try to be pragmatic, I want to say, about your relationships over the next 12 months. Try to be pragmatic. Celebration anniversary. So there could be some big anniversaries coming up for some people watching. The celebration as well. This could be a wedding for some people as well this year, because there is this new home and hearth coming in here. So it does feel like some big stuff happening in relationships, some big events happening, possibly in family or in your own romantic relationships here. So it's going to be an interesting year, I think. And I didn't pick that up for any of the other piles, so this is just for you guys. So let's just take a look at my message oracle cards here, see what else we have for the next 12 months. I nearly said for 2023 then, which is hilarious because I'm filming this in 2024. I don't know where that came from. Maybe there's a parallel with 2023 here, and it's possible that my guides are trying to draw my attention to some things that maybe you wanted to achieve in 2023, which are going to be happening over the next 12 months. And that doesn't matter when you're watching this, because of course this is a timeless reading. So think back to what it was you wanted to do or achieve in 2023, and that could actually be coming about now. Feathers from Heaven, love that one. Higher expression, lower expression, I've seen that one today already. No, I haven't. I saw it yesterday when I did the other readings. I'm so sorry. Losing track. Okay. What you fight, you become. The universe is vast, generous, and abundant. The road is long. How can you build on this and change the record? And I just managed to pause in time before I sneezed, and it was very loud. So that was good. That was good. Okay. Nobody had to listen to me make a very, very dramatic sneeze. Okay. But what is getting up your nose? Because that was a big sneeze. Okay. So, Feathers from Heaven, higher expression, lower expression, what you fight, become. Yes, there is very much There's a lot of spiritual guidance coming through, and I already said, you know, Spirit has a plan for you this year. They're very much going to be guiding you. I think your angels are going to be guiding you. Those of you that actually work with angelic forces as well, you're going to be noticing a lot of communication come through in different ways. Now that can come through as a white feather that just shows up out of nowhere. It can come through as a song on the radio with specific words that come through to you at a very poignant time. It could be a billboard, an advert on the TV, it could be something that somebody says to you. I always give the example of when I was in a relationship that I knew needed to end, and a friend of mine who'd been very supportive said, you need to step out of your comfort zone, because this relationship's your comfort zone and you need to step out of it, and you know, you're stuck. And I was aware of that, but I wasn't quite ready to go. And I went travelling other side of the world, literally. I was in Australia, and I walked into a shop, and right in front of me, there was this card that said, the best discoveries are made outside of your comfort zone. That was like a couple of days later. So the universe was really trying to hammer that message home to me. So it can literally be anywhere, but your eyes will fall on the words, or they will really hit you, and you'll know that that's your message. And that was very much my angels trying to say, come on, Helen, you know what you have to do. And I did. So what you fight, you become. Yes, it's not about fighting the things that you don't agree with. It's about surpassing them, staying in a different energy, avoiding them if you need to. There's no need to fight anything here. I do want to say that there's no need to fight anything or anybody, because what you fight, you become. If you struggle against somebody or try to fight against what you don't agree with, you can find yourself being pulled into their lower energy. And we have the higher expression, lower expression card here, which is the warning about not being drawn into lower energies than where you should be, that where you should be existing. So be aware of that, and be aware of the people who drag you down into those lower energies. Maybe people from your family, people you work with in your community, friends that just don't resonate with you anymore, and they just drag you down. Either they drag you down because they make you feel depressed or bad when you're around them, or they might constantly be trying to pull your energy down, you know, suggesting doing things that aren't very nice, saying things that aren't very nice, being gossips, you know, trying to draw you into gossip, into scheming, you know, things that just really aren't very nice. And as I said, scheming, I saw number 1111 on my timer. Obviously the timer's restarted because I'm having to record a second video because my phone died. I'll be you won't know because obviously the two will be stuck together by the time you watch this, but 1111 came up there, so that's very much an angelic message. So I just got confirmation there that the angels really want to keep you out of those lower vibrations over the next 12 months. So the universe is vast, generous and abundant. I love that card. There's a reminder there that you can have whatever you want, and it's coming next to new home and hearth. So for some of you who are wanting a new home and maybe think you can't afford it or it can't happen, the reminder is there, maybe you can, and you just don't know how it's going to happen yet. So with any kind of manifesting work, and I say this in my book, I can't remember if I already mentioned my book, so I apologise if I'm repeating myself from what I said yesterday, but my book is called Dream Bigger, How the Law of Attraction Really Works, and I'll put the link in the description below. You can get that on Amazon. You can also download it directly from my website, enjoyingstatistics.com. Stay open to the how. Okay, I always say in manifesting, we get to choose the what, but not the how. So we get to choose the thing that we want, but we don't get to choose how it's going to happen or who's going to do it for us. Okay. And that's where we can really block ourselves in our manifesting work. We can block ourselves by trying to control how something happens, and you don't get to do that. Okay, and that's probably one of the most overlooked forms of resistance, I would say, resistance to actually manifesting what we get. Because they're like, no, I do want it, I don't know what you mean. It's like, yes, but that person just tried to give it to you and you said no. Oh no, I don't want it from that person. Well, look, the universe is trying to send it to you. You don't get to choose how. You know? And I've seen that so many times. No, I want to get it this way. Well, you can't choose. You don't get to choose that. If you're going to insist on it being a certain way, it's going to take a hell of a lot longer. And that's just how it goes. Change the record. Yes. Some old habits to get rid of, I think, over the next 12 months. The road is long. There is a reminder. Yeah, you don't have to do everything today. You don't have to achieve everything today. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Okay. And it's okay to take your time doing things. Not everything has to happen now for you to be a success, you know. How can you build on this? I love this on numerology number 44, 44-8, which is very, very stable, grounded, earthy energy. So there is a sense of being able to build on what you've already done, build on what you already know. I feel like you already know a lot. It may be that you want to do something new, you want to achieve something new, but I feel like you've already got the grounding there. So this could be to do with your job, it could be to do with your lifestyle, some things you want to do, achieve. Again, the reminder is here, don't try to rush. And I'm feeling a bit rushed as I'm saying this. My energy is all a little bit anxious. It's a little bit rushed. It's feeling that rush. And I'm consciously trying to slow down my speech because I'm aware I came back on camera probably talking a little bit faster than yesterday, and that's the energy coming through. So change the record. Yes, what old thought patterns do you need to get out of? What is your mind being saying to you that is unhelpful? Has it been calling you an idiot? You know, has it been telling you you can't do that, you'll never own a house? Whatever it is, that negative messaging, because we all have it in our mind. You know, our mind doesn't do it to hurt us, it does it because it learnt those things and it whips out those thoughts at times it thinks is helpful and appropriate, and a lot of the time that's just simply not the case. But the mind doesn't know any better, it's just trying to help, it's just not very good at it. So no, okay, you are all right. Sorry, just been told to pick another one. Love is all around you always. Oh, that's lovely. That's really nice. Nice little reminder of how loved you are and how taken care of you are. Even if your mind's trying to tell you otherwise, your mind might be trying to tell you very mean things that are not true. Or they may be true, but they don't matter as much as your mind is trying to make you feel they matter. Okay, so a mindfulness practice could be helpful over the next 12 months just to really get those thoughts under control if they've been bothering you or torturing you recently, because there's really no need for them to do that. We shouldn't let the mind run rampant. We shouldn't let it be in charge. That's not its job. It's not capable of doing that. It won't do a good job. It will make a right mess. Goldstone crystal. Interesting. Let's bring some of that in because I have some. Oh God. Sorry. Kicked the desk. Deary me. Not having a good time. Right, here we go. Here's some goldstone crystal. Let's bring that in. Bring in some goldstone. This could be a good crystal for you over the next 12 months. Goldstone is actually man-made. It's really lovely. You see these sparkles in there. I absolutely love goldstone. I'm trying to get the camera to focus. No, it doesn't want to do that. Okay. One of my favourite crystals. Absolutely love goldstone. It's also a good one for manifesting money, wealth and riches. So that could be something for you to get. You can get it in different shapes. I've got a piece in the shape of a turtle, which you might have seen on one of my other videos, or you can get it as a necklace, jewellery, etc. But goldstone is being recommended, and we've got 48 coming in again. So that's our second 48. We had it here. And as I mentioned, 48 is completion of karmic contract. So there's something changing here, not just with your relationships, there's something changing to do with money as well. So that's very interesting. It could be that you're leaving behind a very difficult stage of your life and moving into a much easier one. Oh yes, here we go, cash flow, energy flow and windfall. So there could literally be money coming to you much more easily than you were expecting. Fool's gold, another great manifesting crystal. Now, this is very much maligned because when I was first told about fool's gold, I was told how stupid people were for believing it was gold and how they didn't make any money from it. But pyrite, and here's a little piece of it, forms in perfect cubes, which I particularly like. I think that's very, very interesting. Another great crystal for manifesting money. So there's a whole thing about manifesting money for you here, Par 3. Or wealth or abundance, however it is. You know, you might not need money, but there's something about these crystals that seems to be important right now. So I'll put that one on the Fool's Gold card because that's its card. Interesting. All right, so what else do we have? One at the top, two at the top, okay. Unlimited supply on 0 and abundance frequency on 37. So again, variance. It's all about frequency. Absolutely all about frequency, staying in a higher vibration over the next 12 months. And there is an unlimited supply. I love that it comes out on 0, 0 being unlimited potential. 0 is what was before. It comes before 1. So it is unlimited potential. Anything can come out of 0. Anything can come out of the void. Okay, the void is not empty. It is unlimited potential. Okay, it's the mind of God, if you like. It's, if you know the Bible, it's what was there before everything else was, before anything else was created. It's basically the mind of God is how I see it, the mind of the divine. You know, it's that consciousness that exists from which everything springs. It doesn't matter if you're religious. I'm not. I just use the Bible for example sometimes because it's useful. So where do you guys want to go next? Just waiting for my guides to give me some direction now. Okay, are we going here? No. What do you mean crystals? No, they're talking about more crystals. Which other, you want me to pick some crystals, don't you? Okay, 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I had a feeling this was going to happen because my guides made me look at this yesterday before I started recording, and I thought, no, I'm not going to pick crystals. That's ridiculous. I'm not going to be picking crystals for people. But apparently I am going to be picking crystals for people. This is some of my collection, definitely not all of it. I've got lots of pieces, much bigger than this, much smaller than this, all sorts of things. I'm very, very drawn to the malachite right now, so that one's coming out. Very drawn to this one as well. That is... it'll come to me in a minute what that is. It's a very dark coloured piece. It's normally much lighter. Is it calcite? No. It'll come to me. I know what it is. And we want the Dalmatian jasper. Yeah. Okay, these are coming out. All right. Alrighty. This one's very, very good for focusing the mind. I actually jokingly said when I acquired it, I was going to sellotape it to my pen to help me to focus when I'm working, when I'm trying to write, because that is what that one's good for. That one is much normally, you'll normally see this in a much paler green, a much softer pale green. This one's malachite, which you may know, one of my favourite heart healer crystals. Very, very powerful crystal. And Dalmatian jasper. And I'm just going to grab the crystal Bible for a second. I'm going to look these up, find out what these are good for. Okay, so I've got the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall, who is a friend of a friend. I'd swear I live in Witch Central down here in the south of England. Like, everyone lives in this area. No, that's not it. Diana Cooper lives near here as well. I ran into her. She's a friend of a friend as well. It's hilarious, actually, all the people I know. Pam Gregory, another friend of a friend. It's a very interesting place to live. Helen, stop name dropping. Right, okay, let's go to Dalmatian jasper first. Let's start there. Okay, I forgot Dalmatian jasper isn't in this edition. There's like 3 editions of this book now. But jasper is the supreme nurturer. It sustains and supports during times of stress and brings tranquility and wholeness. It's used in healing, reminds people to help each other. That does seem particularly pertinent here, and you can look up specifically what Dalmatian jasper means. I can't because my phone is being used to film this. So this is a calcite. This is a green calcite. It's quite a dark piece. It's normally a much paler crystal than that. So it's a mental healer, dissolves rigid beliefs and lets go of old programs, brings balance. So that was our key word here. So it's a very balancing crystal. So green calcite is another recommendation here. And then my favourite heart healer, malachite. There we go. Malachite. Okay. So malachite is a powerful stone. One needs to be handled with caution. I agree. I do agree. I would say if you work with malachite, don't ever buy it as jewellery and just wear it willy-nilly because it's too strong, it's too powerful. And when I see malachite jewellery for sale, I do get a little bit annoyed because most of the time the person selling it has no idea what they're selling. I've worked with this one consciously to do some very difficult, painful heart healing. And I can say that when you're working with it, literally I'll just hold it in my hand when I'm doing healing work or meditation. And you may actually feel physical discomfort in your heart area, okay, from working with this crystal. It is actually healing things, which is why you feel that. And it can bring up very, very powerful emotions in the heart chakra as well, which are very, very painful. So at certain times you may need to put it down if it gets too much. Okay, if you're working with malachite and it gets too much, put it down. Give it a rest, give it a break. It's also one that you shouldn't be making elixirs from. Some people make it crystal elixirs where they'll put the crystal in water and then use use the water for a spray or even as drops to put in your drink or something like that. I don't do that myself. You absolutely must not do that with malachite because it's toxic. Okay, it's definitely a crystal that's very powerful. It's very protective. It absorbs negative energies. It absorbs pollutants. That's interesting. Should be cleansed before and after using it by placing it with a quartz cluster. Oh, it says to put it in the sun. Isn't that interesting? It guards against radiation. Interesting. So again, it's something that can keep you safe from radiation. I actually do use shungite for that as well, to protect from EMFs and radiation that can be harmful. So I'm also wearing my shungite bracelet today, which is something that I normally have on me, just to protect from any harmful radiation. So there we go. There are our crystals. I'm going to pop these up here so I've got room to bring out some more cards, because we're not done with you yet, pile 3. That's not the end. You want tiles, don't you? Yes, my guides want tiles. All right, we're going to bring out some letter tiles, see what words or names want to come out. Okay, so N, H, thought it was going to be S then, NHS. Right, we've got another N, E, U, R, so her, hen, another N, lots of N's coming out there, S, she, there's a very feminine energy coming through with her and she. Okay, Jessie, heron, the bird as well, I want to say heron, B, Ben, L, M, so men there as well. So we've got masculine, divine masculine energy coming through as well. A, I, and S. That was almost LMAO. I was almost laughing there. Okay. So, Sebastian. Jub. What's a jub? Isn't that like something to do with a boat? Somebody will tell me in the comments, I'm sure. Hub. His. Yes, the masculine and feminine energy is being represented quite evenly here. That is interesting. Okay. Have a look, see if your initials are there. Your name might be there. The initials of somebody that you're interested in or that you're in a relationship with could be there as well. See what jumps out at you. We've actually got 2 E's here, so there we go, if that helps. Seer, S-E-E-R, yeah. You might be stepping into your energy as a seer this year. Interesting. Okay. Gem. Oh, okay, these want to come out already. Leaping out. Mending. Building blocks, love it. Go the distance. A never-ending story. Okay. So again, with the mending and the never-ending story, I feel like here we've got healing happening, healing from possibly exhaustion from doing too much, from feeling that you've never been able to stop, or healing from a relationship that just seems to go on forever and go around in circles. These are both themes coming through quite strongly, but it does feel like needing to heal oneself, needing to rest, rejuvenate from the difficulties of relationships, of life, of whatever it is that you've been through. And of course that will be individual for everybody. Mending, okay, that could be literally something you do to do with sewing, or something that's close to you. And building blocks, this is wonderful. Very exciting energy, because the year I'm filming this in is a 24/6 year, which is the master builder number. So 24 is a building block, basically. 24 represents building blocks. So 24 is basically Lego. 24 is Lego. Oh my gosh, Helen, what is wrong with you? I'm sorry, you have to have a sense of humour to watch my readings, because that's just how my mind works. My friend was telling me this morning, we met up for coffee, she was telling me that I should do improv, and I may give it a try. Maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe it's time for you to try improv. Or if you already do it, tell me what you think about it in the comments. Building blocks, yeah. This could tie in with the new home and hearth. Couldn't say that then. I nearly said new house and hearth, new house and home, house, home and hearth. You could literally be building your own home. You could literally be building something, doing an extension, doing some building work. You may work in construction. Maybe you're going to move into construction. But whatever it is, it feels like it's building something. It may not be literal, but maybe building something on the longer term. And that's very much the theme for 2024. And that's the theme coming out in this reading. Now, this reading is intended as timeless, so that will still apply whenever you are watching it, even if it's not 2024 anymore. It's this building block energy that we've got of 24/6 coming through very, very strongly and going on into the future, because this card is about endurance. This is basically a representation of number 8 energy, although it comes in on 47, and that's 47, 11, 2, which is about wisdom and higher intuition, and knowing that you have to keep going even if you can't see the end in sight, even if you can't see the finish line. And this cheetah clearly can see the little flag here, but he probably couldn't see it when he was a long way back in the desert. It looked like everything was barren and there was nothing there, and yet he managed to reach the checkered flag because he kept going. And there's a lot that he had to let go of along the way, because you can see things coming off him, almost like part of him is disintegrating, dissolving. And it's those parts of ourselves that we no longer need, that no longer serve, that we will be leaving behind on the way, on the path. And that's okay, and that is normal, and that's all right. It is normal and natural to leave people behind, circumstances behind, careers, jobs, relationships, things that we don't need anymore, habits, thought patterns. There's a lot to be left behind, because this is a very long journey that you're going to be on. I just noticed NHS, and so some of you could work for the health service or work in health. Sorry, it just jumped out at me and I had to say it. Jib, that's the thing, the boat thing, isn't it? Not jub. Did I just make that up? It's jib, isn't it? Not jub. Never mind. Okay, please don't come at me. I don't do boating. I don't do sailing. I live very near some towns which are very into sailing. I've never done sailing. Haven't got a clue. Couldn't find my way around a boat if I tried. Yeah, interesting energy. So it's like healing these old things that need to be mended. The old story that perhaps needs to change. The never-ending story. But again, our life is a never-ending story. Our existence as spiritual beings is a never-ending story. And we will go the distance, because we can't not. We will go the distance one way or another. We will reach our full spiritual potential one way or another. We will return to heaven, the divine, whatever you want to call it, at some point when we're ready to, when we finish doing all the things that our soul has planned for us to do. And we don't necessarily know what all of those things are. Jams, ram. Sorry, they're all just these words jumping out at me now. And they may be relevant to you as I'm speaking as well, so I'm just going to go with it. Bear with me. We will go the distance. We will return to that higher place. My guides want me to get another deck of cards now. 1 second. Which one is it you want me to get? What? Okay, it seems we have a message for somebody. This is a very specific romantic message, and this may only literally be for one person who watches this, but they want me to pull some cards from this one, which I literally only use for romance readings, but it feels like there's a message from somebody's loved one here that wants to come through. My feelings are eating me alive. Please do what is best for your heart. Okay. So it feels like there's a difficult relationship here, and for some reason that just wanted to come through so strongly. I don't know who this message is for. This is only going to be for a small number of people, quite probably, watching this. These feelings are eating me alive. Please do what is best for your heart. Okay. So it may be a really difficult situation to sort out here, but again, it's about doing what's right for you. Okay. And you will be able to. You will find the balance in your relationships this year. It does feel like a very positive year. It is going to take a lot of courage, okay? But I really feel like you're going to get a lot done. You're going to move forwards in some wonderful ways this year. And I think you'll have a lot of choice about how you do it as well, and what you get to do. It may simply be a case of deciding what it is that you want and letting the universe bring it to you. But either way, it's very interesting. Although the energy of this year may feel disjointed, because this whole reading for you guys has been completely disjointed. 1 minute I'm doing crystals, next minute I'm pulling cards I wasn't planning on pulling, and then I'm pulling out letter tiles, and then my battery's dying, you know, and I'm having to do it in 2 halves. So it literally may be a year of 2 halves, okay, of 2 very different energies. It does feel quite a disjointed energy, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It may just be that there's lots of different things happening. Okay, so very interesting year for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here. Please remember to like this video, leave me a comment below, let me know if it resonated for you, let me know if you thought it was a load of rubbish. That's okay too. Please be nice if you do that. I will take criticism, but be nice. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys very soon. Take very, very good care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.